Welcome back to the Garden Guys. As always, it's me, Peaches, and I am here with Wakenya.
Yas.
How are you doing this evening?
Fine, thank you.
I'm so excited that you're here.
Sames.
So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh my. Where do how far back are we going?
Well, I noticed you have a very lovely speaking voice. You have a little bit of an accent going on.
Thank you.
So where did you get that from?
So I was born in Nairobi, Kenya.
Okay.
Like in East Africa. So I am like the definition of African American. That's gonna trigger some people. But then I grew up, I stayed there until I was 27-ish. And then I moved to the States. I'm a passport wife. I've had a passport bros. I'm a passport wife.
Passport wife? I bet you get a lot of hate for that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Especially when I tell the other women to stop hating on the passport bros. There's a reason they're moving to other countries to find women. And it's not because they're intimidated by American women. So yeah. And then I've lived here about 10 years. Last August, it was my 10-year anniversary in the States. So it's been amazing and depressing. It's been different.
I believe
Culture
that.
shock has been crazy. I am a stay-at-home mom, work-from-home mom. I have my own business, which I do virtual assistance, marketing, PR, project management. And then, where am I looking again?
Either one you can look up at that one.
So I'm like looking at you.
Yeah, no.
So this one is you,
Okay.
and then that one is you.
Yes. I
That
think
one's more of just like an up
I think that one is more, you know?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, focus. Sorry. It's just
You're
so
fine.
pretty, so I keep looking that way. Instead of,
You can look.
Stop it.
yeah.
You don't have to look at the cameras.
Okay. I'm just switching back and forth. I did study communication in college, so I'm very conscious of the way the cameras are. On the side, I do have hobbies. I love to paint. I'm not a professional, I'm very much amateur, but I do enjoy it. I get some commissions every now and then. I love to dance.
Ooh,
So
impressive.
I'm the girl who's gonna go out by myself. I don't care if anyone comes along or it's just me. I'll go to a Latin club, get my salsa on all night until 2 a.m. because American clubs are lame. In Kenya, we dance until 6 in the morning.
I've actually seen videos of parties, and I'm like,
Yeah, all
too
night.
bad I'm like 4,000 miles away.
I was like, why do you guys close at 2? That's part of my culture shock in America. I'll tell you about that. What else? So much about me.
I'm already massively intrigued by you. So
Really?
you're doing great. Yeah.
I am I don't like saying former Christian because I feel like I'm kind of still Christian-ish, but I'm not. I grew up in the church,
Okay.
very strict household. I was coddled, well, not coddled per se, but I was sheltered a lot. Until I was about 20-something. And I was really drawn to Islam for one reason or another. So I converted for like a year. That didn't stick because there was too much clashing in the belief systems and all that.
Okay.
Split the viewpoint on Jesus. So that didn't stick. I was still kind of lost. I was trying to find a way. And then I just ran into paganism. But it's not the paganism you think of, like the Norse paganism or witchcraft. It's more of we're called neo-pagans. Come myself a neo-pagan. You pick and choose aspects of spiritual journeys that appeal to you, and then you embrace whichever ones. So you'll see me like some crystals, meditation. The law of attraction is a huge part of it.
Oh, yeah.
But I still dance to gospel music because it's a vibe.
It is a vibe.
And I still
definitely.
believe in God. I just don't pray the way I used to pray before. It's kind of,
Yeah.
my mom is very confused by the whole thing. But
Yeah.
obviously I love tattoos.
Clearly. I would not have mistaken that.
I know, right? They're permanent. Oh my God. I've had those comments. I've always loved art. I just became the canvas. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that was a very good way to say that.
Right? I put it on a t-shirt.
Yeah.
And then my I don't know if I should get into my journey on TikTok or you're going to ask about that. But that's about me in a nutshell. Oh, and I'm married, obviously. Traditionally wed for now. We did a custom wedding in Kenya.
How was that?
That was a whole story. Man, that's a whole story. I don't know how much time you have. So I was actually engaged to someone else. Oh boy. This scandalous. We were going to go to Kenya to do the custom ceremony. My mom was very aware of the whole situation, but then the whole thing happened and he ended up being a major narcissist and I was stuck. And then Scott rescued me. And there's another scandal there. So essentially, 6 months to the trip to Kenya, I'm just calling mom, like, hey, mom, so like, I met this other guy. We're still doing the wedding, just a different groom. We're still coming though. Just like, what is wrong with you? But it was a crazy experience, but it just happened. We were not even looking for each other. We just,
Right.
we're both TikTok creators. We met on TikTok. We were friends way before the idea of dating even came along. So everyone in the TikTok community was shocked, but they're also really, really pushing for us to be together. So
Yeah.
you guys would be perfect. You're both really hated by the toxic black activists. You know, you're both loud and intellectual and amazing people, and it happened. And then we have our Nemo, who's 14 months old. So my parents love him.
Yeah.
They absolutely love him. And we have a long distance marriage, which is another conversation because a lot of people don't know what that means and how that works.
Yeah.
But we did live together for a while and it was amazing. But it was also a lot of clashing because I have OCPD and he has ADHD, and it's really fun
Yeah.
to live together. So this is
navigate.
working for us.
Yeah.
And also sing. Oh yeah, I do sing.
I believe that. You look like somebody who takes the time to work on their voice and just really enjoys
Oh, thank
the
you.
freeing of music.
I love art in all forms. So yeah, that's me in a nutshell.
Okay. So now I got to process everything because now I have some questions.
It's a lot.
It is a lot.
Should we take notes?
So first,
Yes.
what made you come to America?
Passport bro.
Oh, so it was the passport bro.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, he's a white passport bro.
Was it worth it?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, we obviously he's an ex-husband now, so that's to say a lot. But we were married for a long time, about 7 years. That's kind of long, late. I mean, it's not.
I would say
20,
7 years is a pretty decent.
It's a decent amount.
It is, yeah.
You know, so, and we had 2 kids together. So, I mean, it's obviously been a different situation, different country, different
Right.
culture. Yikes. The changing of the weather patterns is also something else, but it definitely been worth it, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was it like transitioning from being in the culture of East Africa to American
It was
society?
insane. Everything. So the community is a big part of it.
Okay.
Back home, that's one thing I miss about Kenya. We have a very strong sense of community. America, people seem to be very individualistic. You know, I see people, I'm like, oh, you had a brother? I didn't know. I haven't talked to him in 2 years. He's your brother. What do you mean? That sense, you know, neighbors looking out for each other. So say I had to go do a grocery run. And obviously I lived far away from my parents and my siblings. So, I'm a firstborn. I should probably have mentioned that. I have 3 other younger siblings.
Okay.
Your neighbors would be happy to watch your kid for you. Just say, hey, just go. We'll be right here when you get back. That was it. No, by the way, you owe me $20. It was about
Right.
in the States. It's like, wow, that was different. Getting used to that. The weather. I moved straight to Georgia, it was much colder. It wasn't as cold as Wisconsin. Yay. I have PTSD from living there through the winter. I'm just getting into that later. But it was the weather patterns. I came in the summer and the sun would not go down until 8:30. I was lost and confused.
Yeah.
Back home, sunset and sunrise, same exact time, 6 p.m., 6 a.m.
Okay, even through the seasonal changes.
Yeah, we don't even have seasonal changes. That's it. We don't have summer and winter and fall and whatever. It's just rainy seasons and not rainy seasons. That's it.
That makes a lot of sense, though.
Yeah. So it's like, what is happening? Why is the sun still out at 8 p.m.? And then my ex-husband is trying to explain it to me. And then the whole turning of the clock.
I hate it.
I was like, what is this? Why do we have
Right.
to do this? You know?
It's so complex.
It is.
Disrupts so much in my life.
I know. You're like, so we're sleeping in more or are we waking up earlier?
Yeah.
What is happening? Even Americans themselves are confused, so I don't.
Right.
It's not helping. The food was different. Learning about organic versus poisonous, because again, back home everything is organic. We don't label food organic. It's just organic. Like you go fetch a chicken from the wherever, then you go and slaughter it and defeather the whole thing, and everything is at the store sitting in a bag. So I'm like,
Yeah. I bet it was a little bit of a shock to go from fresh meat to
fake meat.
you're telling me that's been sitting there for 3 days?
It's got antibiotics. And
Yeah,
shit
preservatives.
in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I had to learn how to be very conscious about picking food, milk. So every 2 weeks for the last few months, I've been driving to BFE, like 2 hours away, to buy my kids real milk, like raw milk.
Okay.
A whole gallon. I go home, I boil it, it's ready to go. Because I got tired of going to the store and it's this white, it's like white water with 2% of sugar or whatever. It was just, that's the kind of stuff I had to get used to.
Yeah.
So, and then of course it costs more. It's more of a pain, but I want to feed them healthy because I am a hippie, in my own ways. So that was a huge cultural difference for sure.
Okay. And I have my phone somewhere. You did text over a few topics that I did
Yes.
not commit to memory.
I mean, feel free to go all over the place. I was actually very happy you wanted to interview me. I was like, what you need
I
to
was
talk
super stoked that you were willing to do it. I was like, oh shit.
about? Oh yeah, I get to be in the place I watch every day on my freaking TikTok and YouTube.
So there's a topic you sent that I think a lot of women can relate to, and it's being a single mom while being married.
Oh yeah, single married is very much a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a lot of women experience he's in the home, but he's not present.
Yep.
So is that something that you experience?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
That's why the X is an X.
Yeah.
Is a part of. I mean, so at the time, I'm gonna say this about TikTok. As much as we have a love-hate relationship with it, I think everyone does.
Oh, yeah.
Because it has its shenanigans. But I have learned so much: self-awareness, relationship dynamics, trauma bonding. Childhood trauma, all that stuff I've learned. It's like you knew what it was, you didn't have a name, and you didn't have any tools to deal with it.
Right.
So I was married to someone who was he was there but not there. Diapers were not being changed. I was basically like essentially a single mother, but I was married.
Yeah.
We would never have real discussions about stuff. No listening to me, no emotional maturity of, hey, babe, I know this hurts to hear, but we need to talk about this. Always slamming the door, leaving me there by myself. So I'm like, okay. I just got tired of it.
I mean, understandably.
Not sharing the mental workload of the house or the chores. So it's like, at the time, again, I wasn't working. So I got, I was like, what, I'm a stay-at-home mom. It is my job. And I was brought up to be like wife material, if you will. Okay. African girls are brought up to take care of a home. Not that that's all of your life's work, because my mom was a working mom, but you are brought up to learn how to cook, how to clean, how to take care of your kids, how to take care of yourself, take care of your husband. So I did all that, the cooking, the cleaning, all the stuff that the new rappers say they don't do. But at the same time, I was like, I felt alone. I was like, outside of not even paying the bills, outside of giving me the money to pay the bills, what else do you do? So there was no real sense of partnership.
Yeah.
So when the time came to actually separate, I got separated like on a bet. It was one of those, I got tired of being given ultimatums. It's like, if you don't do this, we should probably separate. I was like, fine, let's do it. He thought I was kidding. I was not. So he came back running, oh, I didn't mean. I was like, it's too late.
Oh, of course he came back.
I'm done.
Yeah, the groveling of,
Right.
oh, she's serious.
So it was one of those situations like, bet.
Yeah.
So we got separated, and I honestly didn't feel the difference outside of the financial aspect, which again, I was working at the time. My business was growing, so I could handle the finances. Of course, it was stressful in other ways because I didn't have the running away to do my own thing without childcare thing. But I didn't feel a big difference. If anything, I felt better because I'm like, one less person to take care of.
Right. And it's not that waking up every day knowing what is it going to be today.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It was really, really toxic toward the end. So that feeling of, or like a foreboding almost, just like,
Yeah.
you can't be peaceful in your own house, the anxiety. I couldn't deal with it.
How hard was it for you to make the decision to finally leave?
Ooh, it wasn't hard as far as making up my mind. It was just harder as far as logistics went. Like, okay, where am I going to live if I move out? How is this going to go? What if he flips out when I try to leave? But things just worked out on their own. He'd go out of town at weeks at a time. So he'd go Monday, come back Friday. So he just went and didn't come back after I said, no, we're done. Works for me. Because I just stayed home.
Talk about a good scenario.
I
Like,
was right. I was like, I can afford this place by myself.
yeah.
And, I'm with my son. I don't have to start looking for a place. So it just worked out the way it did. I was so glad. But the anxiety was mostly just the logistics of it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did you prepare yourself for the separation? Like, what were some of the
Mentally?
things? Mentally, I would say emotionally,
Right.
maybe financially.
Oh, yeah. I was saving up.
Yeah.
I was racking up. Actually, that was part of the problem. So, I had my own, because I've always believed a woman should have her own little nest somewhere, just in case shit hits the fan. You know, am I allowed to curse on the show?
Yes, of course.
I don't know, I'll keep it clean.
You're good.
I don't want to bleep. Okay, Chris, feel free to bleep. But I'm very much a meticulous person. So when I plan. You know, so obviously I wasn't shocked. My mom knew what was going on. She knew I was planning to leave. I gave her advance notice. She was just, be careful. I was like, I got you. So I was already financially set to where if I had to get my own place, I would have been okay. But it just happened that I did not have to leave. I was ready to pay the bills, pick up on the rent, the power, the whatever. Emotionally, I was doing a lot of coaching, like self-coaching, if you will.
Okay.
And self-awareness. I learned I'm an empath. I tend to attract narcissists and they just feed off my energy, and I have to learn to be an empowered empath. And this is how to deal with this. And so I had a lot of that coaching going on. I had a very close friend of mine, luckily, who was there for me. So I wasn't alone in the world. My son had a few play dates I would plan for him. So I'd kind of made mommy friends.
Yeah.
We didn't last, but they were there at the moment and it helped me through. So yeah, that's the kind of stuff I did. And I was still doing my hobbies. I kind of went back into myself, finding myself again. Started to do my art, started to go out dancing. I felt that just kind of put some stuff back into me, some more love into myself. So I didn't feel like I was just an empty shell when the marriage was over. Yeah.
All of that, the work that you did on yourself to become an empowered empath, how did you do that? Were you seeing somebody? Were you just YouTubing it?
Oh, no, I was just YouTubing it. Like, oh, yeah. Like
That's what I did.
Oh, really?
Yeah. When I had my
yeah.
massive mental breakdown and I recognized that I was the fucking problem, all of it was YouTube. I read books. I did some podcasts.
Nice. There's a guy named MJ Harris. He's a coach. He's a life coach. He's a very gay, very flamboyant. I love him. He's crazy, but he's like, girl, don't allow this guy to do it. I'm like, yes. But through that, I was like, and I learned about. There's also Dr. Ramani. She's a professional anti-narcissist, I should say, coach. And through her, I was just learning so much more about people and myself and why I attract certain kinds of people and what I should do to recover. It was all self. Then I got to a better place. Obviously, we are always healing, but being aware of it helps a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, guys, it can be done on your own. You do not have to pay hundreds of dollars a month to see somebody to fix your mental health.
Exactly. No one has the money.
Nobody
it's
does.
Biden economy. What is it called? Bidenomics?
Bidenomics.
Bidenomics.
I have not heard of that one.
It's terrible.
I hear that man's name and I get like that anxiety that there's like a hungry snake behind me or something.
I know.
Yeah,
It
like
gives
I
me
gotta.
the creep. I don't even know he's still alive. And
Yeah,
standing.
right. I feel like we should be in an episode of Goosebumps or something.
Let's try that. An idiocracy.
Oh yeah.
Woo, girl. Oh, yeah, and also TikTok came around that time. Well, this was slightly after my separation is when I found TikTok.
Okay.
Actually, I refused to join it completely. I was like, what is this? First of all, these are just Chinese people dancing. That's all was on my FYP at the time. So I actually joined for about a few days and I left because I just did not see the point of it.
Right.
At the time, like I said, I started my singing. So I'd do cover songs and post them. I'd do Smule. It's this app where, you duet celebrities. Obviously they're pre-recorded. And then my art. But then I found TikTok and I was like, I don't know about this thing. So I came off, then I came back later and I started doing these little silly dances and then Savage Love, those ones. And I started keep taking up my time. And then I just found my niche one time. And so ironically, I did not start on political talk.
Okay.
This kind of just happened. And I call my channel basically socio-political, not just political. Because you'll see me doing some other stuff. But it was when Black is King came out. And I didn't even watch the thing. I just watched an excerpt. One of my clients was like, oh, Kenya, how do you feel about Black is King? I was like, I don't know. I don't have a feeling. I've not watched it. But I have a feeling it's going to be something that's going to make me mad.
Yeah.
Because Hollywood always tries to glamorize Africa. And when I watched the excerpt, she was like, she had her own feelings. She was like, as a Black American woman, I feel like they are totally appropriating African culture. I was like, you're right. So I took my shenanigans to TikTok. People did not like it very much. So,
I bet they didn't.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh, the beehives from the beehive did not like me very much. So her bees came stinging. I was like, "Why are you guys getting so triggered?" I'm just,
Right.
as an African, I'm just telling y'all.
You would think, as somebody from Africa who
Right.
lived there from I don't know
Yeah.
how old you are now, but for 2 decades,
97.
Really?
Black don't crack, honey.
I have witnessed it, and she is correct. I would say maybe late 20s.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. I want to be a gilf. I want Scott. I was like, babe, better watch out. 20 years ago, come and snatch me up.
Yeah. You're going to have to keep up with that moisturizer.
Exactly. I've told him he needs to moisturize. Why people don't moisturize? They just
hasn't
towel
listened,
off and
has
get
he?
dressed. Like, hey, cocoa butter now.
Oh, I can't remember what we were saying. Oh, from
While they were
Africa.
getting triggered.
Lived there for 20 years.
Right.
I would think, people like to find leading experts in things, people who have experience in a field.
Yeah.
I would trust your opinion on how things are being portrayed in America
Yeah.
towards the culture in other
Because
countries.
you're a rational person.
I take that as a really big compliment. Thank you.
You need that.
Yeah.
Because so a lot of people, they struggle with the cognitive dissonance, and it's always the same group of people. It's the victims. So everything has to be about them. So they're asking me, how can we be appropriating African culture? We are African. I'm like, you're not. You're not. You have the descent. You might. Just because you're black does not make you African. It's something I've been preaching for the longest time on my TikToks. And they're like, oh, but then our motherland. Name me 10 countries from the motherland then. And
How
then
many of them came?
Crickets. Nothing. So they would get pissed. Then I started getting called names. And I was like, I don't even know what that means. I just know it's an insult. But I don't know why you're insulting me. And then, of course, that BLM was happening at the time. And everything kind of just came together. And I was like, this is a bunch of crap. And hence the African hippie revolution began. But that has kept me, again, creating content that took a huge chunk out of my having to obsess about, oh my God, I'm divorced. And I wasn't even thinking about that. I was
The
too busy
distraction.
annoying people on TikTok.
It's kind of a hobby, isn't it?
It is. I actually love making content. I realized that because I was like, you know what? Even when I'm sad, you can still inspire someone. I'm making something, I'm like, ooh, someone might like this recipe. I'm going to go ahead and record. So people who don't create content have this assumption, or I don't know why they think this way. They think we set a camera up and then you think of something to do. That's what they assume we do. Like, like people cry on TikTok.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like, you don't set up a camera and then go sit down and start going, cry. You're already on the brink of tears.
Yeah, it's like we are already there.
Then you're like,
it's
you know what?
flowing.
Can I inspire someone? Let me go ahead and just hit record. You're already in the middle of crying anyways. May as well record yourself doing it.
Right.
So they always assume, oh, you're crying for TikTok. I was like, I would rather someone who cries for help and gets the support they need than put up this facade of happiness and the next thing they're off themselves. It happens all the time on TikTok. I've seen it all the time. So if it's not fake, then feel free to do it. It's content creation.
Right.
It doesn't mean it's fake or pretentious. Now, the one where you have to turn the camera on and run and get back in bed and come out of bed, I have certain feelings about that.
Yeah, the get ready with me.
So you set up the camera on a timer, ran back into your bed, removed the blankets again, yawned.
Right,
After
waking
you
up
already-
like Anna from...
Looking all glamorous. I woke up like this. No, you didn't, bitch. No, you didn't. So that took a big part of my... I love it. I love it.
That's dope. I can see it in your TikToks.
Yeah.
Your personality really shines, and I can tell you're just thriving.
Thank you.
Doing the
I'm
thing.
who you are. Like, who I'm on TikTok is who I am in person. I've met so many TikTokers who are just... Yeah. I was telling Scott as a babe, I hope that the people I see on the screen. Because he's actually met people, they loved us as a couple. He met them in person, they were just
Really?
yeah, completely disengaged, not wanting to engage, not wanting to talk to him, not being friendly. So it's like on the screen they're one person, in person they're someone else.
That's insane to me.
It is, but it's true. Some people have a facade. It's a character they play online.
I'd make a scene. I'd be like, this isn't... You catfished me. Like,
Exactly, it's a
right.
moment.
Like, I'm very uncomfortable now. You are not who you portrayed yourself to be. I am...
I know where's the...
Yeah.
And this person was actually a huge fan of ours. Like, I was like, what? Oh yeah, she barely spoke with me. Really?
What?
They were even making videos supporting us when when all the shit was going down and the doxing was happening about the past and his past. And they were huge supporters. Then they met him in person, he was like, meh. So I was like, oh, I'm sorry, babe. And then, of course, when we went and met the TikTokers, people were telling him African hippie's boyfriend because they didn't know how hypocrites it was. It was really funny. Oh my God, African hippie's boyfriend. He's like, yeah, babe, people were asking for you. In his own right, he's a creator.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, sorry. If I go off on a tangent, stop me.
No, I'm stuck over here. I'm like, can I name 10 countries in Africa? Or,
You can.
I'm thinking I can.
Okay.
So we have Egypt.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure Morocco,
Yep.
Zimbabwe, Nigeria.
Yep.
Isn't South Africa?
Yep.
That's 5.
That's 5.
Halfway there.
That's better than most
Yeah.
who call themselves African American.
Well, I'm drawing a blank now. Israel, Afghanistan.
No. Actually, noted on that one. No.
No?
No.
Neither
Where
of
am I
those?
from? Where am I from?
You just told me.
Yes, and it's in my name. That's the clue.
Kenya.
Yes.
Boom. 6.
Where is the country where LGBT is banned? Starts with a U.
Ooh. Uganda.
Yes.
7.
Let's see. What other clues can I give you? Next to Egypt is a country starts with an A.
It's not Argentina. It is.
No.
Starts with an A.
Yep. Algeria.
Algeria.
Yep. And then another clue would be this country, in the quiz, 2011, it split into 2, South and North.
Ooh.
It
I
starts with an
actually
S.
remember that happening.
Starts with an S
Starts with an S.
and ends with an N. 5 letters.
5 letters. Ends with an N.
Yep. SU.
S-U.
Don't look at me.
You're gonna phone a friend.
I thought the same. Phoning a friend, babe.
Sudan.
Sudan.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Well, I got what, 5?
5.
And then I had some help.
Yep. But yeah, so that's close.
Yeah.
But most of these people, but you also don't say you're African.
Oh,
That's
no.
the problem.
Oh,
if you're gonna
gosh.
claim a continent, you better know more about it.
Yeah,
Than it's
I would
Africa.
agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, when I was for the longest time, I would not drive. It was part of my being married to a narcissist thing. I did not drive when I was married to my ex-husband.
You didn't drive?
No.
Okay.
I would take Ubers everywhere. It's half of why my Capital One card is. 'Cause,
They get expensive.
they add up. I would take a lift from my house, come back, and the lift driver would be like, "Is that your car in the driveway?" Yes. Is it working? Yes. Don't ask me questions. Just drop me off over there. So because I'd be like, why? Like I know I like the business. I was just in a mental lock. It's weird how much narcissism can affect you.
It's like a mental prison.
It is.
Yeah.
And once he left, within 3 weeks I was driving. Like I was scared as fuck. I was like, ah! But I drove.
Yeah.
You know, so that was a really crazy part of my life. But when I was taking the lifts, I would obviously speak with these people because I guess I have that one of those faces, like she likes to talk. So let's just try every single time. Half of them hit on me, the guys.
Oh. How exhausting.
I'm just like, dude, no.
Right.
I just left a marriage, leave me alone. You know,
Yeah.
the women would also make small talk. So hey, oh my God, where you from? I call them chocolate Americans because I don't believe we are colors. So there's vanilla and chocolate.
Okay.
So where you from? I'm like Kenya. Where that at?
Stop it.
It's in Israel. So and then they mentioned the motherland in that same conversation. So that was like in my head. I was like, what is wrong with you? No, your home is America. You are American. Deal with it.
Right.
It's one thing if you want to learn about Africa. Wearing a dashiki does not make you African. If anything, that's appropriating because you don't even know where it's from.
Wearing a what?
A dashiki.
A
It's all those
dashiki?
African outfits Kamala likes to wear when she's feeling black at the moment.
Okay.
And the fist.
Ooh.
Those ones they like to wear.
I didn't
of-
know that's what that was called.
Oh yeah. So in Kenya we call them kitenge. We have them in every African country, more or less, but they have different names.
Kitenge.
So they're like, oh, you can't tell me I'm wearing this and I'm appropriating. I'm like, yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. It's like you're just putting things on to look African, but then you mock real Africans and tell us to go back to our country and say we ride on horses and I have a pet lion, which I don't. I wish I did, but I don't.
My heart, like, that just devastated me a little bit.
Really?
Huh. Like, yeah, hearing that you're getting told
Yeah.
to go back to your
Oh, I've
country.
been told that a million times by Black Americans.
I've actually seen that in your comment section.
Yeah.
Your comment section's wild.
It is cray, girl.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't even check it sometimes. I'm just like,
Yeah.
those videos that blow up. I'm like, first of all, I don't even have the energy, and then also I don't like leaving them hanging. So if I see it, I have to respond. Sometimes I'm not in the mood. Or I can just heart.
Yeah.
But the mean ones are wild.
Oh yeah, people really reach into the depths of their
Oh my
self-pity
gosh.
and despair.
So when I started speaking out about appropriating African culture and how you cannot appropriate, because they're like, oh, we don't know where we were snatched. I'm like, no, you were sold. Okay, I know it's not. I'm not trying to make a joke, but they don't understand their own history.
Right.
So I'm like, your own people sold you. Like, don't think. I mean, yeah, there were raids. There's a very, very small percentage of the transatlantic slave trade. I was like, you were sold. So this whole "we were queens" thing is not true. Like, they don't sell the queen. They sell the guy at the bottom.
Right.
If
If this were medieval times, we could say peasants.
yes,
Yeah.
exactly. So I'm like, queens and kings. And when they were going crazy on me, and then, my content kind of took a little bit of a shift toward kind of now calling out BLM and being like, I don't support it anymore. This is why. It's a facade, and getting more chocolate conservatives joining me. And I'm like, oh my God, you guys think the same thing? Yeah, oh my gosh, I'm not alone. I would get some insults in my Insta. My Insta is only followers can comment because of stuff like that. My YouTube, I would find comments like, oh, you're just a tap dancing coon, and I didn't even know what coon meant. So I knew it was an insult, but I didn't know the context of it.
Yeah.
Or, hey, you're a masa lover. And I'm
A
like,
what
I don't even know
lover?
what a masa is. Masa.
What is that?
It was apparently the name the slaves called the masters in the big house.
Oh.
Yeah. So I was told him as masa's lover. I was like, cool. They just made an assumption. So at the time I wasn't married at the
Right.
time. But I was also with someone at the time. So they just assumed I had a white man for some reason. I don't know.
Huh. So you're experiencing massive amounts of racism
Yep.
because you're speaking out against the wrongs you're viewing from, as you were saying, the chocolate American.
Yep. Yeah, they don't want to learn. I had a very small percentage of people who were like, you know what, you're right. How can we learn about our heritage? And I gave them I was like, you could do a DNA test if you want to know exactly where you're from. I will give you a hint. Transatlantic slave trade was in West Africa. So you look at Nigeria, Ghana, those countries, probably where you're from, if you have lineage back to Africa. So why don't you pick a country from there, learn how many tribes are there, learn what foods they eat, what languages they speak. That's a starting point. Then you're not appropriating their culture, you're actually appreciating it.
Right.
But then when I having these conversations, and I mean arguments, not really conversations, I learned where all this hate was coming from. They have a lot of vitriol from the past. And I'm like, you have to let that shit go. Kenya was colonized by the British. We got independence in 1963. I don't hold any kind of meanness or hatred toward British people because I wasn't even freaking alive at the time.
Right.
My mom was alive, and even she doesn't care because that's a different kind of time. You can't blame descendants for the past of their own.
Right. The wrongs of their ancestors.
Exactly. So it's just a foolish moot point.
Yeah.
And then we started kind of going back and forth on that. Oh, they used to steal our culture. They did this, they did that. We'll be like, that was then. This is now. Get over it. No one owes you shit. No one owes you reparations. No one owes you an apology. You can't gatekeep braids and you can't gatekeep culture. It's not yours to gatekeep.
Yeah.
And then they get pissy and the name calling.
Throw the temper tantrums.
Oh,
and,
yeah. They throw the tantrums, they send the threats. So it's just, and then you kind of learn to get used to it. Because again, when you knew, I was scared shitless. I didn't even have a PP at the time. I was still trying to embrace the aspect of becoming a PP owner, But that definitely pushed me to it. I was like, it's time. I'm a single mom. I need to protect my kid. I know a lot of this is just BS, keyboard warriors doing their thing, but just in case it's true, I need to take action.
Yeah.
So that's where that started.
When we started really taking off on things, I remember we were still below like 500,000 followers across all platforms.
Yeah.
And I looked at Chris and I'm like, I'm very terrified of like a single white female situation
Yeah.
or like a Christina Grimmie situation.
Yep.
Terrifying to me.
Yeah.
And that is something that even when I tell people in my life, like this is a concern for me, like, oh, I never thought about that. I just thought about the fame and the people liking what you have to say.
You
and
don't
all
think
of
of
that.
the dark side of it.
Yeah.
Which is why, again, when people speak out about certain things, I have so much respect for them. You will get people in your inbox telling you, oh my God, thank you so much for saying that thing I couldn't say. I'm like, why can't you say it? Because they're too scared to.
Yeah.
So the fact that you can stand on your own 2 feet and just say, I know this comes with this, but I'm going to continue saying, I'm going to stand on my ground. Because what are they hoping to do when they scare you? just what make you shut up. I'm like, I'm not gonna. My mom has actually shown her concern a few times because she knows what's going on. She's like, Joki, can you please just chill? Is it possible to can you stop TikToking? You have children, mama. I'm like, Mom, I'm doing what's right.
Yeah.
And I promise you, if someone tries to come into my door, they better make some peace with Jesus.
Oh yeah. And it better
I'm
be
gonna
quick
be meeting him
too.
tonight. But she's like, just be careful. I'm like, I am. So I get her concern, but also she doesn't live here, so she doesn't see things the way they are.
Right.
But it does take a mental toll on you. I was freaking stressed out that first time it happened.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a mass attack.
Oh,
they're on
yeah,
my
it's
Insta, they're on my.
after.
So I was actually Kenyan hippie on TikTok before. I was African hippie, and I changed it for that reason because I was like, I need to separate these two, because oh my gosh, the BLM crowd came after me, the white saviors came after me, the Native American victim Olympics peeps came after me, the black activists came after me, all together.
Okay.
And it was huge accounts blasting me. So like consciously or whoever, they would like blast me on their channels, and then their minions would come and harass me on their behalf. And it happened so many times. But by the time I got to where, I was knowledgeable enough, I just, with comment filters, the blocking, block.
Yeah.
So I had a harder skin. So I'm just like, nah. So now I just have fun with it.
Yeah, having to being able to have fun with it is almost what you have to do
To cope with
to work through all of it. Yeah.
Yep.
We've received death threats. I've been told that I'm a gender traitor.
Oh,
that I'm
wow.
a slave.
For the feminazis.
Yeah.
There's something else.
It's just mind-boggling to me. You said that, I can't remember what you called them, but you had a group of white people attack you?
Oh yeah, white saviors?
White saviors, that's what you called them.
Yeah, that's what they are.
They're mad at you?
Yes, because I am a black girl who's clearly pandering for the white people in my comment section. Because there's nothing, let me tell you, I think the worst thing, there's something worse than a black activist is a white savior.
I believe that.
They will, and I've had some of them come head to head with me. They're like, but you are oppressed. I'm like, but I'm not. But this is how you are. You cannot say you're not. I'm like, dude. And they've actually made videos to me. I'm like, are you not seeing how condescending you sound, telling me I'm oppressed when I tell you I'm not? Just,
right.
how can you be a proud, patriot when you're black from Africa? I'm like, I don't know, just like that. I don't know.
I mean, want to see me do it again?
Exactly. Oh, you're a race traitor.
A race traitor. Wow.
Because you have to be, they always push the victim mentality. That's
They
what the
really
victims
do.
want to hear. It's not your fault. Here you go, there, it's the white man's fault. And I'm like, no, fuck that. You're your own oppressor, They don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
So, but the white people, oh my God. I know a few of them, I just block them. Because I'm like, I'm not getting this account banned. I just got to 100 and something K. And I'm like, the other one was at 600K when it got banned. It was a loss. Not so much the followers, but the amount of work I had put into that account.
Yeah. There was a lot of work that goes into maintaining an account that large.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. And you've seen so many creators along the way dropping the political stuff, like Conservative Barbie. Now she just does random things. I still follow her, but there's nothing political about what she does. And I get it. But it's something I cannot not speak out. Even if I had 1 view on 10 videos, I wouldn't stop posting. Because I'm not posting for the views. I'm trying to get my message out, hoping someone somewhere is going to watch and go, you know what, let me think about this. What is she saying? Just critically think about stuff.
Right.
So when you get the feedback, like, oh my gosh, I used to be super left. Now I'm kind of in the middle. It's because of your content. I'm like, thank you.
You're able to break through that matrix a little bit to get to them.
It's tough.
It really is.
Yeah.
It really is.
But I was also on the liberal side, so I get it. And I'm like, I know we all have a skeleton in a closet, but you can challenge yourself.
I too used to be a hardcore left feminist.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah, I was that.
How
Fuck
did
all
you
men.
make that? I know this is you interviewing me, but I'm gonna ask you, how did you move? What changed?
What changed was I recognized that every relationship, including my first marriage, failed.
Okay.
And I cannot scream from the rooftop, fuck all men, I don't need a man, while simultaneously trying to be in a relationship with a man.
Right.
So it was a lot of checking myself, I started implementing that critical thinking and subtracting my victim mentality. And recognizing that, hey, when you blow up at your boyfriend or you blow up at your husband over the fact that he might have left a toilet seat up and you reminded him 2 weeks ago not to do that, it's been 2 weeks since it's happened.
Right.
So losing your mind and screaming, I can't believe you do this, all men suck, blah, blah, blah,
Then
blah,
it's
blah.
like, well,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'm the one who deserves the apology because I'm screaming at you because you made me mad.
It's a high level of self-awareness most people don't know how to do. That accountability is, it's tough.
It is.
It's tough, and I finally found mine, which is not puts me in my place, but I need it because I've been the alpha female, if I can use that language. I know people get triggered by those kinds of words, but you know what I'm saying. Like I'm the leader.
Oh, I used to view myself as
Because my
the alpha
ex-man is also
female.
a better male though. Like you have to be an authority for me to want to lead, let you lead. Cause excuse me, you know?
Right.
But at the same time, when you find someone who's like you're matched with, he's like, babe, I'm sorry I did this, but you also, I'm like, shit.
You right.
You're right. Bravo. Damn you.
Well played. Touche.
He's like, babe, I need space. He's like, I know. You need a few hours to come. I hate that he knows me so well, but also he's right.
Yeah.
But it's amazing when you have that because you need someone to check you sometimes.
Yeah.
When you're the one who's really the checker.
Yes.
So-
My husband checked me this morning. Today's been a day.
Oh.
And I was in like that emotional mindset and I was really going through it. And I texted him and I'm like ranting, screaming like a mountain lion. And he was like, babe, you're overreacting right now. And I was like, damn. And he was like, clearly I can't change your mind on how you feel. And I was like, oh, damn. I was like,
Double stab.
I was like, you right. I was like, okay, I'm overreacting right now. My BPD's kicking. I'll take a deep breath. Thank you.
See, without getting and catching feelings and being
Yeah.
defensive. That's how you know it's perfect and he's your guy. He's the one for you.
Oh, yeah. And he checked me super gracefully, too.
See, that's what
Yeah.
you need. He's like, babe, you're being a little bit of an asshole right now. So that funny thing, I know we're gonna have to do a couples interview later, but so I fell in love with Scott as a creator, as Hippocrates, because of his asshole nature. Like the way he does his content, but he's not allowed to bring that in the relationship.
Yes.
So I was like, see that sass you do on TikTok? That is for the TikTok peeps.
Mm-hmm.
You're not talking to African hippie, you're talking to a Kenya right now. So you better check yourself. So we always have fun with that.
Yeah.
I'm like, are you talking to African hippie right now? Or are you talking to a Kenya? We're gonna have a fight right now. He's like, oh, I was talking to African hippie. Okay, cool. But
I love that he understands that.
yeah, two different people. So with me, it's the same thing. I'm goofy. But then I'm just gonna have to calm down and myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That deep breath.
Oh,
and
we've
the
grown.
Centering.
Oh yeah. Yikes.
And that growth was
Painful.
It was not, right. It's not like I'm a beautiful sunflower. Look at me, graceful.
No.
It is.
Dealing with your demons.
Oh man, I feel like I fought through a redwood tree
Yep.
to be able to get through sunlight. Like,
Wow. And did you not get anyone inspired by your change and go, you know what? The fact that you're able to move and make that shift in your thinking, maybe you can teach me a few things. Or did you just mostly get the attacks? And that was it.
from personal relationships in my life, no. There was a lot of fall off though.
Okay.
There was a lot of, because my circles were hardcore feminist, fuck all men.
Oh, yeah.
So once I started changing my mindset, it was more of just a distancing.
Yep.
And now I haven't heard from him in over a year.
Sometimes the trash takes itself out.
It certainly does, yes. Yep.
It's
And I didn't even have to close the door.
Yeah. It also be
Breathe.
isolating, because now you have to find your own tribe that
Yeah.
feels the way you do. Not agrees with everything you say, but is going in the same direction as you.
Right.
That's why I call my people. Like, you don't get my people. I'm like, nah. Just because we have melanated doesn't make you my people.
Yes. Oh, man.
Yeah. So I get that growth. I get it.
When we started doing the TikToks and the TikTok lives, like I said before, I got a lot of hate, gender traitor, death threats.
Yeah.
A lot of people still now telling me, you're in an abusive relationship. You just don't see it yet.
Yeah, you have Stockholm syndrome.
I really do. I really do, guys. Beauty and the Beast over here.
Exactly.
Like,
I've been told that too. Oh, he's just fetishizing you.
oh,
Okay. Oh, he's oppressing you.
right.
Like, only when I allow him to, okay?
Right. When I allow it to happen.
It's like, how do you... And they don't see the racism in that. Like, if you look at me, you don't see a woman, you just see a black thing that can be controlled.
Right.
Like, think about what you're telling me right now. One time, actually, I was told his white tally worker made me conservative. And then I didn't even want to tally worker meant. It's like, babe, what is a tally worker?
What does that mean?
Member. Male
The
member.
tallywhacker is the male genitalia, babe.
What?
The schling schlong.
Okay.
Yeah. So somehow, apparently somehow, playing the horizontal mambo. I was like, damn, baby, very powerful teleworker then.
Wow.
Big ups. People think that. I'm just like, what is wrong with you?
Right. Like, why is that where you're...
But then now I watch them. I've watched TikToks of little kids. Like, these are 5, 6, 7-year-olds being told by their moms, oh, don't look at that people. Don't look at that person. Don't look at that white boy. That's where it starts. No wonder by the time they're 20, they have this much hate. It didn't start yesterday. It started when they were little. So when that dumbness grows, mixed with victimhood, mixed with the ghetto behavior and the ratchetness, and living in a small, tiny community, they don't know anything else. So getting out of that is why I have so much respect for conservative, black people, because they had to break out of that mold, and it's really hard to be growing up a certain way, voting Democrat just because great grandma voted Democrat, not thinking about, oh, what am I exactly voting in?
Right.
Not who, but what policies, and thinking about the system and how it keeps them down, and they don't think about that. So being able to make that shift is something I'm like, you guys.
Yeah.
I wasn't that deep because, again, I'm an immigrant. So the things I would look at and I was like, nah. I've always been against handouts. I'm like, get them when you can. After you don't need them anymore, get rid of them. But I know better. And I've seen people selling food stamps. So, and I'm like, you guys, oh, they were staring at me, because you have lashes that are as long as my leg. So what do you think is going to happen?
Yeah. When you dress a certain way.
You're going to attract a certain kind of attention.
Right.
If you speak a certain way. Even I don't understand Ebonics. I used to hate going to the salon because of that. I'm like, speak English. Like, I don't know what you're saying to me right now.
Right.
So like, oh yeah, you're talking this way. And I'm like, no, it's because the way you guys talk, the way you carry yourselves, the way and you have so much vitriol. You can feel someone's hate.
You really can.
You can actually feel it vibrating off of them. I'm like, it's how you are. I'm like, why do people have no issues talking to me, even if some of them don't understand everything I'm saying because I speak so fast and I have an accent. But they want to be around me and they want to talk to me because we're vibing. Why don't they want to vibe with you?
It's all about the energy you put out.
Exactly.
Even if you're putting on a happy face, the energy
and it's not
you give
genuine.
off, right.
Yep.
It can still be sensed.
Exactly.
So let me ask you a question. You were talking about how people can grow up in a mold and they'll have to break out of that.
Right.
Especially if they're going from Democrat to conservative thinking. Do you think a lot of them are harboring the survival tactics that their grandparents or great-grandparents had to survive in during like segregation era of America?
Like trauma-wise?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
I don't think so. Oh God, this generation of trauma, somebody had fun with that one. I'm like, okay, have you heard of Viktor Frankl? A Man's Search for Meaning. That's a really amazing book.
It's on the shelf.
Oh,
okay.
Really? Oh, see, smart people. He was a doctor in the Auschwitz camp.
Okay.
And it did not change his humanity.
Right.
And he went through it. He'd wake up and see freaking bodies piled on. He kept himself together. That's why that book is so inspiring. You can go through that and survive. But he can't say his great-great-great-great-grandchildren have the same trauma he had. That's what these people try to claim.
Okay.
Oh, my great-great-great-great-great-great 400 years ago ancestor was a slave. So I have the trauma. No. They use it as an excuse to keep perpetuating the victimhood.
Okay.
That's all it is. Actually, one time I was like, please tell me this is satire. Someone commented on one of my videos and they were like, oh, you can't make fun of us. We can't swim because we came on a ship. People came on a ship, so we are afraid of water. And I had fun with that one.
Were they being serious? Like they were
they were being
full
serious.
chest saying
They were
that?
being serious. Like, you can't make fun of us. I'm like, yeah, I can, because that's bullshit. Because I was like, okay, so you know how they always come at you and they're making fun of you and insulting you, but then their grammar is broken.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
using your instead of your. I'm like, if you cannot swim and speak properly, don't talk to me.
Right. We're not on the
like,
same playing
we're on the
field.
same level. Like, please level up.
Right.
So that's where that comment was coming from. I was like, wow. Like the victim, I call them victim Olympics for a reason. It's like they are fighting for the right to be the victims. Okay, but you can do this. Oh, but then my this. Oh, but then this. Okay, then be a victim.
Yeah.
You know?
What a sad life to live.
I cannot.
I couldn't imagine being restricted by trauma from 400 years ago.
Because it's non-existent, that's why. I was like, you can choose to be a survivor. Even people who've gone through some shit,
Yeah.
Like, I know Chris has been through some. I don't even know your whole story, but I know you've been through it.
Can I chime in for a second?
What's
Yes.
For those of you who wanted to know what book she's talking about, it's Man's Search for Meaning, and it is on our recommended reading list.
Nice.
It was smart to set up a microphone for yourself.
It was requested from the last garden episode because I was yelling when you and Caitlin were back there.
Okay.
So I'm just following instructions.
I think you're doing great.
I appreciate that.
Thank you for chiming in. I like having your voice on here.
You guys are so cute. I feel like a third wheel right now.
If it makes you feel any better, I'm super stoked to have you here too.
Would you like me to get Scott on speakerphone? That way you don't feel like a third wheel?
No, I'm cool.
Okay.
I was about to say we could.
He'll be here in person in December. I'm excited. He just booked his ticket, by the way.
Oh, really?
I'm like, yes, man! My snow bunny is coming.
I'm so stoked.
I actually got him a bunny for Christmas.
Really?
He actually likes bunnies, and he's white, and he likes the snow.
Okay,
So
so
that's why.
appropriate nickname, I would
Yes,
say.
He
Definitely.
loves it.
That's so sweet.
I also call him my translucent tree frog.
Translucent tree frog. What a
It's
compliment.
actually a racist term he was called, but then it's funny, so we embraced it.
Right.
And ranch rooster. There's a bunch more. He's always so cute. Mine are the ugly ones, like the coon. But it's okay. That's why there's a little raccoon on my profile.
Yeah.
My TikTok profile.
That makes sense.
That's why.
I'm so glad you said something.
You're like, why is there a raccoon? Do you like them? No, not necessarily.
It's just an inside joke at this
Yeah,
point.
yep.
Ooh, I feel like I'm part of something cool.
The only way
now.
to take the power away from them is embrace it.
Yeah.
Oh, you're a raccoon. Cool.
You have power over
Like,
something.
I
you
might
have
be,
a
but
name.
are you getting my point, though?
Right.
Oh, but you tap dance. Okay, but isn't you getting my point? Did you get the point? It doesn't change anything.
I think it shows their lack of emotional maturity. Or,
Intelligence,
yeah.
grammar.
Lack of. There's a lack of willingness
Mm-hmm.
to really comprehend things,
They can't.
and they fixate
Yep.
on the
They
tap dancing.
they react, not respond.
Yeah.
You know, when something takes you a moment to go, you know what? Hold on. When I was very BLM and oh god, just everything duets, man, I took all of those down. I'm sure someone still recorded them, but I would duet people and like cry because I was actually touched. I just didn't ask the questions I needed to ask. I was very much for the, you know, it went 3 years ago. But when on Facebook someone just challenged me, one of my friend's husbands, he was like, "Hey, Wakenya, why do you support BLM?" I was actually taken aback. I was like, how dare you, first of all, ask me that question?
Yeah.
You're not black. Okay, you would not know. But I was like, why is it, you know what, why? Why am I supporting this? So I went and I started researching the organization, what they're doing. Then I came across Ben Shapiro
Yeah.
and the redlining and all that crap. Then I came across this immigrant. I've forgotten his name, but he has a YouTube channel and he was talking about the whole systemic racism thing. And he said how, why do black immigrants make it in America? If systemic racism is real, and are they not black? If anything, they have an extra language barrier going on. I was
Yeah.
like, So that started making me think.
Right. Like, damn, you really just hit me with
So I
facts
went
right
from,
there.
and I was triggered. I'm not gonna lie, I was,
I believe it. Yeah.
because he was going back and forth with me, and you can tell he's intelligent. I am too, but I could not support my points properly. I was like, you know what, let me take a step back and just chill out. Of course, and I went back to him and tell him, my girl, you were right, because my pride would not let me. But I swallowed my pride, and I was like, so I started now changing my content. And then, you know, everything. But they would kind of come back with the whole, oh, this you. So they'd have these green screens and, you know, ask me, oh, okay, is this not you over here doing? I was like, yeah, that is me. But I know better now.
Talk about growth.
Oh, yeah.
And that's visual growth.
Visual growth, yep, but being mocked. And then it's like, yeah, so
Weak-minded people will use the past,
To
especially if
attack
you've
you.
grown from it, to attack you and call you a hypocrite.
and make you little.
Yeah.
So it's up to you to say, yeah, I acknowledge that. I was not hiding that. But I'm not that person. Next.
So you said that you were supporting the BLM movement there for a little bit. And why? Like, what made you drawn to that to be like, yes?
Honestly, it was the whole, someone was just crying on TikTok. And I had very little information. It just came from a place of ignorance, of not having all the facts.
Okay.
All I know is like a black man was killed unnecessarily.
Yeah.
Because again, the story, I didn't know the story. And oh, they're killing our black men. Now look again. And this is a black woman saying this. So I just kind of joined. I just went to the flow. Because again, I wasn't really thinking about it.
Right.
I was like, he was a criminal. He was not complying. I was like, No, I'm not advocating for violence, but if a cop tells you to do this and this, you should just comply. I have complied. I've been in a situation with a pew-pew in the middle of the night with a few patrol cars, and they were all white policemen, if that counts. And I'm like, why did I not die? I could have.
Yeah.
But I didn't start screaming, I'm recording you right now, it's my rights, and because I'm black. No. It's just there's so much drama for nothing. Just comply, follow the rules, ask him what he needs you to do that. But so then I changed, I learned the facts of the stories when I was like, I'm done with that. Yeah.
On surface level, like for example, with the death of the black population by the police, anybody would get behind that. That's like unnecessary death is wrong.
Right.
So of course people would stand behind that message and be
So
fighting
it's
against
Black Lives
that.
Matter because Black Lives Matter, not more, but right now. That's the twisted mentality. The creators, man, they get creative with that stuff, and it blows up.
Do you think they use that surface level of the message of we shouldn't die unnecessarily or there shouldn't be wrongful death by the police? Do you think that they use that as their mask for their ulterior motives behind the scene to get all of the support?
I feel like they do because they're the victims, so they require special treatment. They use not only that but also the past. Oh, this happened. Oh, but we were not allowed. That we were not. That's past tense. Past tense.
Yeah.
We're not in the 1970s. It's 2023. There's no reason why you should be making excuses about, I can't find a job, or I can't do this, I can't do that. I'm an immigrant with my own business, and I've been self-employed since 2016.
It's a long time. That's almost 10 years.
And I'm still thriving.
How long did it take you coming from Kenya to America to establish your own business?
2013, 26, 3 years.
About 3 years.
And this is after I worked. I worked at Subway, hated it. Worked at Egg and I didn't hate it, but
Wasn't fun.
it wasn't fun. I was just doing a job. I wanted a career, something I loved to do, and that was gonna pay.
Yeah.
So that's how. And that's actually why I started my own business. I couldn't find work I wanted.
Right.
I was like, I'm gonna freaking bite the bullet and do my thing. And I just started growing because I have a good work ethic.
Right.
And I'm a workaholic. I try not to identify as a workaholic, but it is what I am. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Acceptance is the first step.
It
I
is.
love to work hard. I can't bum around the house
Yeah.
and Netflix and chill. I have to be doing something.
It's how you can get into your own mind and start.
Yeah, because it's just
Those
not
negative
healthy,
thought cycles.
I barely have time to even watch TV. It just sits there. So I just kind of looked into online work and being a freelancer. Started doing PR. Most of the time, my clients come to me. I don't have to go looking for them. It's just word of mouth. Oh, I heard you were doing this. Can you help me with this? Cool. Yeah. Okay. That speaks for itself. And I
Definitely
learned
it
your work
does.
ethic. Especially through COVID, that was a hard time
Yeah.
for small businesses. I didn't get a loan or anything. I just survived. But again, it's my work ethic.
Yeah.
Not
That's very
wanting-
impressive.
Thank you.
Very impressive.
Thanks.
Wow, I'm taking that in.
Proud of myself. Boss babe.
Hey.
Can I chime in? You know that in terms of statistics, Africans that move here, first generations, normally make first generation wealth across the board. Like people that move here from Africa, their first generation here normally creates generational wealth for their families, while everybody that lives here and has been here the entire time has an issue with getting jobs. You can look the stats up.
I believe that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There is a lack of work ethic that's instilled in Americans in childhood.
How and why?
Because from from experience, Americans are very self-absorbed.
Yeah.
It is, my life is terrible. Why is this happening to me? I can barely stay afloat.
Yep. First world problems.
Yes.
That's what I call them. The whole,
Yeah.
I was misgendered and my whole day is ruined. Then tell you, it takes everything in me not to grab my spoon to go find that person. It's like,
I'm a little,
out of them. Because they're
Oh,
born with real
man.
problems. They're able, like AC, you don't need AC. You can survive without AC.
yes.
Talked to Scott about coming to Kenya for a few weeks. He was,
Oh, I bet he was
I was
drenched.
like, there's a fan. Still. Then go and swim. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
But because your body adjusts. Sometimes it's that. Sometimes part of the cultural shock is that, which is why I couldn't do another stint in Wisconsin. My body was like, nah,
Not built for that.
no, I need the heat. I was born and raised at the equator. It runs right through Kenya, by the way.
Really?
Yeah. If
Okay.
you don't wear SPF 10 layers, you're going to melt. You, I mean, not me.
Oh, I definitely. 100%. I'm buying that 110
Hello?
SPF.
The sun hits different. But yeah, when you grow up in Africa, and I'm not saying I grew up in I grew up in a very privileged home. I'm very glad. We're not rich, we're kind of middle class. My dad was an engineer, mechanical engineer, who got to travel the world. Mom is a principal, was retired. They both retired. But that's the kind of ethic I grew up in. Education was a huge pillar in our household. You know, after school, it would be, you're going to go and draw, or you're going to go and knit some flowers on some handkerchiefs. I was always kept busy. That's why I think I don't know how to stay still. I'm just like, yeah, I need to do something.
Yeah.
If I'm not doing that, I'm doing housework. If I'm not doing housework, I'm helping take care of my siblings. So that ethic was drilled into me. My mom would go to work, come back home, which again, the culture shift. The way I grew up watching my parents, and they set a really good example. They never fought in front of us, never raised their voices in front of us. They did fight, just not in front of us. I came to realize this afterwards because I thought they were perfect. Till I was old enough, my mom was like, nah, we're just not doing it in front of y'all because
Yeah.
you don't want to damage you mentally, you know. Which I was like, thanks, mom. But watching their dynamic, dad just coming home from work, laying on the couch, mom is in the kitchen. I was like, you know, why are you not laying down too?
Yeah.
Or why is he not in the kitchen? So in my mind, at 10 years old, I told my mom I'm going to marry a white boy when I was 10.
Okay.
But it's not because necessarily his skin tone, it's that culture.
Right, the way they behave.
Because I was watching TV and I'd see the American men in the kitchen. I'm like, this is different. They go to the kitchen, mom. And they clean. Look at him vacuuming.
Yeah.
Because the African men are like, nah, that's your job, you're the woman.
Yeah.
That's where some of that stuff came from. But as far as the work ethic, yeah, it's drilled in us. So and plus we have no backup. We don't have social programs like Medicaid or food stamps. You literally, if you do not work, you won't eat. Like the Bible says.
Okay.
You have people with leprosy or other really serious conditions begging on the street for something to eat.
Oh, man.
Because the government doesn't help them. They should, but it's one of those extreme situations. Here it's too much and it's abused. There isn't enough.
Yeah.
So you just have to hustle. You have to hustle. It's in us.
Yeah.
So when I come here and I'm probably just like, I'm disabled. But you're driving. So when I saw someone in a disabled parking spot the first time, I was in shock. Because I thought I was going to see someone in a wheelchair coming out. Then I just saw someone walking. I was like, what is... Okay, maybe it's an invisible disability. But you see what I'm saying? It's a mindset. You can be disabled to an extent, but you're like, I'm going to do what I can to be a productive member of society. You just don't have that. Not everyone does, but it's because they can. You have the backup. Or if I don't work, I'll just file for unemployment, I'll be fine. No. In Kenya, you are going to be on the street.
The world is so different outside of America.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't think a lot of Americans understand that.
Nope, not until they leave.
Yeah. I've traveled a lot. Growing up, family vacations were cruises. So I've been to the Bahamas. I've been all up through South America and to Mexico. And I've been to France.
You've seen the way they live.
Yes. There were huts with dirt floors. They didn't have any doors. There were no windows. Like, they were making homes out of palm fronds.
And they're content.
Yeah, and they're happy.
Yep.
They're, I got my hair locked up because I wanted dreads.
Nice.
And one of the island women was kind enough to do it for me. I was like 13 at the time. And she was just telling me about life on the island. And there was this massive beach in front of us. And we were doing an excursion that wasn't paid for through the cruise line.
Okay.
So we were hanging out more with the people who lived on the island versus a bunch of tourists. And just seeing the way that people interacted in the community. And it looked like everybody from that area was just hanging out on the beach.
Yep.
Because there's not a lot of TV going on. There's not a lot of cell phones out there.
Yeah. It's just a simple life.
I think we need that here. We need more of that separation from technology.
And if people know how to do that, I mean now. I mean, look at now, like my life. I work online. Like online is my work. So I have to, let's say I take a step back and I'm like, I'm just going to paint. You know, I just switch off D&D. Babe, I'll be offline for a while. So it doesn't worry. And then just... Because you need that. You need to take a step back because it's everywhere.
It really is. And even with TV shows now and movies, I feel like a lot of this shit is like becoming propaganda.
Oh, it's not becoming, it is there.
It is.
Paw
making
Patrol,
me uncomfortable.
they found a way to make Paw Patrol freaking somehow rainbow-tized. They brought in a character who's non-binary.
What?
Yeah, I was like, my son is 7. I was like, everything he watches, I have to approve.
Me too.
Before he watches, I'm like, nah, we're not doing those shenanigans.
Yeah.
Because it is propaganda. I'm so glad we live in Florida and we have DeSantis because
Oh, yeah.
those books I've had some people reading at parent-teacher meetings online. I'm like, that's corn.
It is corn, yeah.
It is corn. It even has the pictures.
Yeah. I watched a video of a father or was a pastor. Somebody was reading a book from the library in the school. And the people on the school board are like, sir, that's inappropriate
Please
language.
Stop. Oh, no,
you
I'm not going to stop. You're going to listen to me reading what you're letting our kids read.
Yeah.
Sorry.
What do you mean inappropriate language in front of adults? You're letting elementary school kids read this.
The blue cities are shitholes.
Yeah.
They become shitholes. America is becoming a shithole, but we're trying to work on that. Yeah.
This is why we're going to homeschool.
Yeah, I wish I could.
Yeah.
So what I've been doing with that, so because I know now, again, living in Florida, I feel safer, but I supplement my son's learning a lot. Because I taught him a lot before he even started school. So he's already reading at like a 5th grade level.
Okay.
He's doing super well in school, but it's because he comes home, we sit down again. I'm like, are you home? Take a shower, relax, have your snack. School continues. So another hour we study. So he has an encyclopedia, a lot of crap I bought him. Have you heard of Turtle Twins?
Heard of what?
Turtle Twins.
No.
Tuttle. So it's a couple, conservative couple. They make children's books that break stuff down for them to understand, like political stuff, economics. They break them down to like stories, the golden rule, the monster who did this and that, and just explains concepts like capitalism and the government. I bought him a bunch of like 10 of them.
Okay.
They had a sale. That's what he does. Comes
Can
over,
you make note of that?
read that.
I have them in a cart. They've been there since I bought all those books
dope,
from
okay.
Andy
Knows
Frisella.
these things.
I'm a huge book nerd. I've ingested over 300 books in the last year.
Wow.
So Audible is where it's at.
I'm on chap books. It's cheaper. But
Yeah.
it's addictive because it's just a lot. When you're driving, just
Yeah.
audio booking and zoning out. But yeah, that's how I'm doing it.
I'm so envious of you guys who can take in things audibly.
You
I
can't?
I cannot know. I have to have subtitles for everything when we're doing the live stream.
ADHD?
Do I have what?
ADHD?
Probably. I would not be
The
surprised.
subtitle, I can't subtitle. Like I'll start reading the words instead of watching the show.
Yeah.
And my hubby cannot watch without subtitles. I'm like, dude, we're gonna have to have 2 different TVs. It's stressing me out. I can't hear them, or I can't see them if the subtitles are.
Right, because it's a distraction down there. I get it.
I love books. I love physical books, but I don't have the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, being a full-time mom and a content creator and have my own shenanigans and running the house by myself because long distance marriage. So I just don't have the time.
Yeah.
So it's running and I'm doing things like taking a shower. I have a shower speaker, audiobook playing. So it just that's the way I'm able to do it.
I get that. Being a mom and having all of this shit going on,
Yep.
like this podcast has become a full business.
I know.
And it's absolutely insane.
I don't know how you guys find the time.
We don't. It is. We have laundry that's been sitting in the dryer for like 4 hours today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll just run it again. It's fine.
That's exactly what I'm going to do when I get home. Let it run tonight. And
Yep.
then
Oh,
maybe I'll get it before I fall asleep. If
it is
not,
what it is.
do it one more time tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is absolutely insane. We have TV, like you said. We barely watch our TV.
I know it just sits there.
It really does.
It's more like for background noise.
Yeah.
The house is too quiet and you're not doing an audiobook.
Yeah.
And then it's playing. Oh, I know. So there was one I sent you about women losing their identity. I'm on TikTok. I mean, obviously I'm on TikTok a lot because I'm a creator, but I also like to support people I'm creating. So I go and watch the videos. But I've noticed a lot of women complain about losing the sense of them after kids come. Well, it starts with marriage. And then it becomes so engrossed in everything. You start losing who you are. You used to do this, you stopped. You used to do that, you stopped. You used to go out, you stopped. And some of that stuff is it makes sense. But unless there are certain boundaries being crossed and you're not comfortable, then why did you stop doing them?
Right.
You just kind of lost yourself. That's what happened. That's what happened to me.
Yeah.
So I get it. And then the kids come. You have another layer of responsibility, and I'm not gonna lie, it's tough. It's very easy to lose your identity. But then what happens? All of you becomes a mom. You're more than just a mom. You're a wife. Outside of being that, you're also just your own person. But sometimes it's like, and then they start getting resentful. Oh, my guy goes and does this and that. Why can't you go do your own thing? I don't have friends.
Well, did you have friends before the child?
Right. Or why are you not making the effort? I was so isolated. So not because my ex-husband didn't try to isolate me. It just kind of happened. I came to a different country. I left all my friends behind, my family behind. I had to start over. And I was too intimidated. So I didn't know anyone. I wasn't working outside of temp jobs. And those are not long enough to meet people and actually get to know them.
Right.
So I was very much just a homebody. And I am not that person. I'm a very social butterfly. I want to go and mingle and dance, I'll go to festivals. I like to go to festivals once a year, like ETC or whatever. I'm not going this year because shenanigans. And I went to the Sunset Music Festival in Tampa a few months ago. That was fun. Alone. I don't know why, but I'm enjoying my solo trip. I'm just saying.
I mean, I'm here for it. It's like you're treating yourself
Yes.
to a little.
I'm like, I don't have to check in with anyone. I'm just out there doing my own thing.
Right. I mean, just enjoy your time.
Yeah. Headbanging with strangers.
Hell yeah.
And going back home and I'm feeling fulfilled. So you don't have to do everything together, but some people just don't have the sense of self. It's something like a codependency, even with your own kid.
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh, please take me. No, go by yourself.
Yeah.
Go sit at Denny's, enjoy your breakfast by yourself. Even if you're going to feel lame for a bit, you'll get used to it, But I had to go out of my way. So I had my son. He was about maybe 3, just about to start preschool. I was like, okay, I need to find friends, at least for him. So I went on Facebook, went to a mommy's group. Actually, that's where I met my best friend now. Her name is Alicia. We had a play date. He met this, her daughter. They played. I was like, okay, cool. And you're not going to hit with everyone, obviously. Some people are just, again, most of the women I didn't bond with are those who are so engrossed in being a mom and a wife. Or they'll talk about it, their husband and their dog. Or and the kids. I'm like, do you guys, what else do you do?
Right. Like, is that it?
Oh, just the husband, the dog, and the kids. Okay, well,
It's not interesting.
I don't know if I can be friends with you. What else are we going to do? What if you want to go out sometime or even stay in, have some cocktails and play Cards Against Humanity, Oh, I don't do that because I need to be home with the dog and the kid and the husband. Okay, cool. Sayonara. But that's exactly what made me realize that. I was like, most women just don't have their own life anymore. And you start becoming resentful.
Yeah.
And that's not healthy in any relationship.
No, it's really not. And I think a lot of the times when moms are not put in that position, but they're kind of backed into that corner of the isolation and really just being fully submersed into being a mom.
Yeah.
I think there's a disconnect of I still have to take care of myself because it's overshadowed by the infant
Everything
crying.
else.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like even now, our son is going to be 6 in February. He woke up the other night screaming, crying, and like right back to him being a newborn. Like he's getting ready to fall out of crib, and I ran across the house.
Yeah.
There is that primal mother instinct that kicks in.
Yep.
And I think that is so loud, like the volume's turned up to max on that the self-care, the get out and do something.
You have to give one for the other. It is a conscious effort. I know so many friends of mine and I think it's like a cute thing. Oh, I never buy myself anything anymore. I'm like, that's not a flex. Like, I know what you're trying to say. So I've sacrificed everything. I'm like, but you shouldn't have to. Yeah. You cannot pour from an empty cup. As a wife, as a mother, even as a work person, and whatever employee, you cannot. Because all you're doing is you're giving so much, and we give so much of ourselves. At least the good women, because I know some sewer rats, I like to call them. But the good women who give and give, give to their husbands, you need to pour into yourself. And then without the guilt. Because, but then I'm taking time. I'm like, no, I'm going to go out. I'm going to set some time. I started doing this whole every Friday thing right after my separation. Because it took about a few years before we got divorced. I would go out every Friday for salsa class for about an hour. And then after that, the club would become a Latin night. And I would dance my sorrows away. So there was no time for me to sit and wallow in self-pity. Oh my God, I'm all alone. Nah.
Right.
And I met so many amazing friends out there. Because that's something for me to look forward to. Because when I'm in dancing, I'm in my zone. And I was actually a better mom to my son. Because I was like, okay, I'm alone now. My dad was technically out of the picture by choice. He wasn't coming around. So I was like, it was me. But that helped me grow and step into those shoes I needed to step into without feeling overwhelmed and tired and depressed and all that. It helps a lot.
You're also not getting a bunch of things thrown at you. You're not having to defend yourself anymore.
Exactly.
It takes a lot of energy, a lot of mental fortitude.
Man. Yep.
To just keep your sanity in place when it's constant attacks.
When you
like
have the demons attacking you. Yeah.
With that subtracted, I bet your whole life was able to change.
Oh, yeah. It was just the energy there. Like I said, the stress was there, just a little bit of finances here and there. But I was overall just... I loved my space. And it got to a place, it actually got a bit toxic, if I could call it that. You have so much peace by yourself. You're like, I don't want anyone in my space anymore. Like, if you step into my space, you better be holy. Because I am not allowing, you know what I'm saying? Because you get used to that. I'm like, I don't have to clean up after anyone. No one is moving my shit. telling me what to do with my time. I don't have to check in with anyone.
There's no frustration.
It almost like gets almost gets toxic. So like, okay, now you can't tell me shit. This is the way my life has been set up until now. You know, I just love a little bit of that, which is why I live by myself. But you know, but again, you know, you have to do what works for you. Couple dynamics are so weird and so funny. But doing that it helped me grow into myself. I love to enjoy my own company. I've always been a social person who had a friend with her all the time. I actually had a few. So in America, one of the culture shocks was people are flaky. People are flaky as fuck. What the hell? You can make plans. Yeah, we're still on. Yes.
Hour
Actually,
beforehand.
you know what? The night before. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm like, really, really, the night before. So I had an 80s party I was going to go to. Was it an 80s or a 90s? 90s party I was going to go to. And this person actually met this lady on a lift. She's my lift driver. I was making friends with lift drivers everywhere. What's your number? We should totally hang out.
I'm here for that energy, though.
That was me.
That's amazing.
The numbers I had on my phone, of course, they never showed up because they were flaky.
Yeah.
Bring back to my point. She was really cool. Oh, yeah, let's do it. I was like, cool. It's going to be here in Lakeland. Cool, okay. The night before she cancelled, I was like, I have two choices. I could wallow and cancel and just not go. Or I can go have fun by myself. Even if it might be weird, I'm going to be lonely. I went. I had a ball. And this is the club where I found a flyer where they had salsa classes every Friday.
Hell yeah.
Yes. You know?
Yeah.
And I had, oh my gosh. I was like, you know what? Learn to enjoy your own company. Otherwise, you're going to get so intimidated. Like, oh, what if I don't know anyone? So what? Go and have your own fun by yourself. When you learn to enjoy your own company, other people learn to get that from you.
I was about to say, if you can't have fun with yourself, how do you expect somebody else to have fun with you?
Exactly. If you can't be happy by yourself, don't make it, it's not your partner's job to make you happy. It's a job to understand how you enjoy to be loved and see love, but it's not their job to make you happy. If you're mopey, figure it out. Go listen to some music or something. Go punch a tree. Go and work out.
Right.
Figure out your own shit.
Yeah. And a tree can take a punch a lot better than anything else.
True. Exactly.
Like that 300-year-old oak, you got nothing
It
on
can
it.
handle everything.
Yeah.
It's just, I think it was a time for me to grow, and I'm so glad I had that time.
Yeah.
I've not been so self-aware in my life. I didn't even know I was an empath, that I was highly sensitive. I just had to learn those things through that self-coaching I talked about, watching videos and going like, is that why I can't watch horror movies? Don't get me wrong, I love them, but I can't watch them.
I mean, I get it. They're very anxiety inducing.
I can't. I watched Dracula. I was, I think, 7. I had nightmares for 2 days. And I was sweating through my clothes at night. Like, they would be wet. I would have to wake up and change.
Yeah.
And I was like, why can't I? And my sister is just like, meh. We're watching Saw. She's like, so she's not even flinching.
Nothing.
Like, what is wrong with you, psycho? So then I learned it's called being highly sensitive. You just can't handle those kinds of stimuli.
Yeah.
I'm just very outgoing for a highly sensitive person, but it's the way I take stuff in. It hits me a lot.
Yeah.
Like, when we have a fight or we have an argument with my guy, it takes a while for me. Like, I'll say, babe, like, don't even, not right now. I need some space. Then he walks away. I'm like, no, you can hold my hand, just don't talk to me. He's like, what is wrong with you?
I get that. I am exactly the same way.
Yeah.
It's like a 6-hour cool down period.
And you can't just shut it off. You can't just
No.
go, I'm okay now. No, I'm still wallowing. Just be there.
Yeah.
Just silently.
It's like trying to claw yourself out of, what is it called? Sand you sink into.
Exactly.
What is it called,
quicksand?
babe? Quicksand. Yeah, that.
Yeah. It is, but it's learning yourself.
Yeah.
See, now when you know yourself so well, you can tell your partner about yourself. It's like, babe, okay, so when I do like this is how to handle me. Don't take it personally. This is how,
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay, cool. So now when you get that, it's like, it's so good. If you're still learning about yourself, now if you know zero about yourself, about your trauma, how you respond to it, what triggers it, you can't tell that to your partner. Now it's on them. It's a burden on them to have to figure that out on their own, and it's not fair. So, and it helped me become a better mate, a better wife, even to him. I've actually helped him, so it's so funny. I'm like his therapist, to where he's a very, very intelligent person, which is again why I think we work well together, because he's able to reflect and go, you know what, I thought about what you said, and it makes sense. I'm sorry I was up in my feelings, and I'm sorry I snapped, but then we're working on the whole not snapping thing.
Right.
Catch yourself before you snap thing. So that's what we're working on. But it's been really amazing to be able to have that back and forth. Like, maybe this is where I'm seeing it from. this is a childhood wound. And he's like, what now? Then he goes, you know what, you're right.
Damn, you got me on
Like,
that.
watch this video
Yeah.
from TikTok. And we've gotten, to a better place. And he's like, Ashley, you know what? And you need to learn to be more patient. I'm like, crap, you're right.
Yeah, that patience is a hard one.
Ay. Woof.
Yeah. Be
And
careful
she's a
what you
result
pray
of
for.
patient.
Yeah.
Patience in a relationship.
Yeah.
Because you need that.
You really do. It's like one of the key components to make it a healthy one.
Wow. It's not easy. You need two hard-headed people coming together. Woof.
So you said that you're in a long distance marriage.
Yep.
So can you elaborate a little bit on that?
Yes. My snow bunny is in Wisconsin.
Okay.
And I am obviously here. We lived together for a while.
Mm-hmm.
The lifestyle dynamics were difficult. They were, before I even knew he had I didn't even know he had ADHD. I actually kind of diagnosed him. He knew he had it from a young age, but he kind of doesn't do the medication thing. 'Cause
Okay.
Big Pharma is evil.
It really is.
But he just wasn't medicating, and then he just kind of dealt with it. But all these little quirks, he would just say, "Oh, that's just the way I am. Not this is my ADHD." I am the one who helped him see that. Way after we started living separately. But so just living together was very tricky because I'm like OCD, clean, like I'm up there, so it can be very stressful to live with, and I get that, and I like controlling my environment. And that was obviously stressful for him, but we made it work for about 2 years.
Right.
But then also we have the custody situations going. So, I have my son with my ex-husband. He has his kids with his ex-wife. And to make that custody work, we can't be together in the same state for long periods of time.
Gotcha.
So, but it kind of just, everything just came together and worked out that way. Now, what helps is, one, we have the foundation of having lived together. So it's not like we're just pen pals and we kind of just talk, and we've seen each other at our worst. We've lived with each other through all this shit, and it helps. And then, of course, we have our daughter, which I know that's the kind of the hardest part, but she knows her dad. She's always saying dada. She's refusing to say mommy for some reason for now. And I'm saying mommy, daddy, dada.
I was so spicy about that when that was my daughter's first
I'm
word.
still spicy.
I was like, the fuck did you just say to me? Do I look like Dada?
Man who takes care of you. But they have a very close relationship. They video chat all the time. So I know it's a weird concept, and we got it. So in the very beginning, before I even moved down, we talked about it. The funniest part, he was so insecure in his first marriage because, again, his ex-wife,
I bet destroyed him.
something special. Let's call it that, because clean version.
Okay.
Yeah, she betrayed him, cheated on him. So he had a lot of recovery to do. So that whole space thing is very new to him. But he's like, I'm the most secure in a relationship I've ever been now with you, living this far apart from each other, than I did living in this house with this woman. So that should tell you a lot.
That really does say a lot.
Yep. So I'm like, wow, babe. So it's amazing.
Yeah.
And then we have such busy lives. We literally don't have time to wallow in missing each other. Like, I miss you, baby. I miss you. Okay, gotta go. I have shit. I have. So that, because he has his gym. He has his content creation he still does on our Instagram, because we keep getting cancelled on TikTok. We've lost like 6 accounts now. So we just stopped. TikTok's are like us together. Except for our family account and my other one. And then, of course, he has his work. Same with me. I have everything. So it's just, that helps us. If we were codependent and idle or not busy, I feel like it would be harder for us.
Yeah.
Because then you're just sitting around going, I miss you so much. I wish you were here. Like, I wish you were here, babe. I miss you. So we try to make time for each other.
Yeah.
So our love language, ironically, is physical touch. I know, which is like, how? We have it when he's here. And we make it up for it. But spending time together, we just find cute ways to spend time together. So for him, he'll want us to watch like an episode of Love is Blind, where the whole time we're just dissing the characters, but we're still watching it. We're just like, gosh, she's such a dumbass, right, babe?
What
So
a
we actually
bonding
get on a
experience.
video call and we are watching the show together. It's so cute and funny.
I love that.
Like, down to the second, like, babe, okay, on 3, one pause.
Play.
I'm like, oh my god, I love you, so I'm doing this shit. I don't do this shit. 3, 2, 1. Is it playing on your side? Yes, babe. Then we used to watch like an episode or two, movie night about every once a week. We video chat a lot. Throughout the day, we send each other like little voice messages on WhatsApp or whatever. Little, sometimes very long voice messages. I've been known to leave a 20-minute voice message. With him, I leave like 5 minutes because ADHD kicks in. It's like, babe, I heard most of what you said. I don't remember any of it. but I love you. We'll talk later. You can tell me what she said. What was the point? Yeah, and then of course we talk a lot. We have that trust. And it's crazy because I never think about it. I never think about, he might go to the gym and get hit on. Of course he's gonna get hit on. He's a sexy beast. You know, I'm just teaching him how to catch the vibes. Yeah. I realized that when men and women hit on each other differently.
Yes,
I did not realize this because I've never been in such a situation. Like where, So here's the other thing. I have never been territorial before in a relationship until now. I don't know why. Is there a reason? Maybe you can tell me.
I think it is. I just have to say it's like the soul bond.
I think so too, because it's very, because like my ex-hubby would come home, he's like, oh, this woman hit on me. Oh my God, tell me about it.
Yeah. What did she say?
Zero jealousy, zero nothing. Details. Yeah. My ex-fiance, one time came to that and he was like, oh my God, this lady hit on me at the laundromat. Oh my God, good for you. And I actually meant it. I was not being sarcastic. Scott told me once, and he was like, oh babe, this woman, what now? What woman? Where? What did she say to you exactly? And he's like, oh, whoa. It's like, it's cute when you get jealous. I mean, it's not cute. What did you say? What are you having? Was your ring on?
It is cute.
He absolutely
I
loves
fucking
it.
love it when she gets jealous.
Really?
Yes.
Why?
I think that it makes me feel like I matter.
Oh, okay.
He says it's cute, and I'm willing to like knock someone's
like,
teeth in the back of their mouth.
I'm gonna end up on Snapped.
Right, like that.
But it's like a weird thing because I'm not this person. Like, what did you do to me? Like I'm there. Don't give a fuck. Pound it. Got hit on. Good for you, bitch. Like I don't care.
Right.
All of a sudden I'm like, oh no, babe. Next time, someone is being too nice to you, you better slap them and tell them you're married. Be clear. Are we on the same page?
Or I want you to hold them by their face away from you.
I was like, she was being so sweet. I told her I was married. At what point in the conversation did this come up? Why was this not the first thing you said?
Right.
You know?
I want when a woman approaches you and just says, hey, I'm married.
So I'm like actually teaching him because it's also new to him. He was always in Wisconsin, we were always working together. Most places anyways. Not the gym because we also don't work out together, but he would have his own, now he has his own thing. He seems single. Seems being the key word. But I'm telling him, okay, if a girl comes up to you and she's being kind of super nice, she's probably hitting on you, you clueless motherfucker. I was like, but she's being nice. She's not being nice, babe. She's hitting on you.
She's looking for a name.
Men are more direct. I've had guys come up and they're like, hey, what's your number? No, I'm married.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what's your number? If you ask me again, I'm going to miss you. And then they're like, okay, cool, I'm sorry. Women are not that direct, at least most of the time. You know, so they'll be like, hey, oh my God, I just saw you. Can you? Oh, one time he told me some lady at the gym came up to him to tell him to go show her brother how to do something. I was like, excuse me, was he crippled? No. Okay, that bitch was hitting on you, babe.
Yeah.
Get it together.
This is what we're training for.
He's exactly. Like a training manual. Oh my God. He's so adorable, but I'm so annoyed.
Yeah. So
he's not allowed to wear cock pants at the gym.
Did you just say cock pants?
Yes, they're called cock pants. Those sweatpants. See, though she's wearing...
This man.
She knows.
he put on sweatpants to go to an MRI. This was like a year or two ago. And he walks out in the sweatpants, and I was like, oh, you're treating me to something? Like, am I getting a little show? And he was like, no, I have to go to an MRI, remember? And I was like, no, clearly I didn't remember.
No.
I'm going to need you to go get changed.
Yep.
Just gallivanting.
On top of those. No.
Right. That's going to be...
Babe, I don't see it. I do. And so do every other woman.
Right.
Oh, God.
That is just a buffet on display.
We've had to have a talk.
Yeah.
Yeah. But babe, I get it. You're 6 feet. 200 and something, you have them thighs. We're gonna need to go shopping for new jeans.
Can we talk about man thighs for a minute?
Yes.
Bro.
I love them.
Oh.
I didn't think they were a thing.
Right.
I'm like, oh, babe.
I saw him in workout shorts one day and he had like tree trunks going on. I was like, hello. Like,
wow.
Have you seen those watermelon videos? Me next, please.
I've seen them. Pooh. See?
It's a thing.
I'm glad you get that.
I'm so glad I'm not the only one.
I like watching him walk and then his calves are just going...
Right. Like a Godzilla step every time he takes it.
Yeah. Oh, we're little freaks. God forgive us. But it's our husbands, we're allowed to see.
Yes.
But yeah, so we have to have a cock pant situation talk. Because yeah, one time someone just was staring at him, like blank, just staring at his
I would
junk.
put my face right in front of it.
I was like,
make
that
eye
should
contact.
never happen again. We're gonna get pants. I'm gonna be on video, and there'll be wife approved or wife not approved.
Yeah.
I'll either veto or agree. So we're like, okay, he gets that. And then in turn, now I am an Instagram. I don't want to say I'm an Instagram model. I hate that. I'm just a tattooed model. I'm growing my career as a model yet.
Okay.
I've been in a magazine. I'm in a few magazines. The most recent one was 247 Ink Mag in New York. They did another feature on me. I'm so proud of myself. But so I used to post all these pictures on Insta, and that was one of the things we used to get into it.
Yeah.
Because he wouldn't tell me clearly exactly what was bothering him.
It
so in
was
my
just-
head, he was just attacking my being online. Oh, I was like, I was a model inside dating me. Why didn't you think this through? Which was a valid point. It was a valid point
It
on
is
my
a very
side.
valid point.
But at the
yeah.
same time, there are certain concerns. Like, baby, it's not all the pictures. It's just some pictures where there's like under boob. I was like, oh,
Okay.
why didn't you just say that? I literally got that point 2 years later. 2 years later is when I was like,
Wow.
that's what you were trying to say. He's like, yeah, you didn't say that. You were just being passive aggressive. I saw you posted today.
Wow. So,
Oh, me too. I saw I posted. I'm not who posted.
did you have to like coax that out of him, or?
No, I think, honestly, I couldn't even tell you how. It just happened. Then it came up. And then he was just clear about it. I was like, babe, the reason we were getting so many fights is because I thought you were not wanting me to post online. Because you knew I was posting. And I'm always covering my nips. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm always, no one
Right.
sees them. I was like, so I thought I was doing the best I could. Then I thought he was being territorial and possessive. I was like, people know I'm married. So what the hell do you want?
Yeah.
Then he finally goes, oh, it was just those kinds of pictures, just those particular ones, or like the side. So when I'm taking a picture, because my point is not to show off the girls, it's to show off the tattoos.
Tattoos.
So I try my best to, do like the nudity that's not nudity, like kind
Like the
of
elegance of it.
Exactly. So that's what I was trying to do. He's like, that was what I was trying to say. I was like,
Yeah.
took you 2 years to get to the point. So finally, he was like, oh my gosh, so you get it? I'm like, yeah. I was like, I'll happily take those down. Oh my God, thank you, babe. I was like, thank you.
Right.
You could have said this before. We had so many fights.
Yeah.
Even my mom felt she was intervening. She was like, well, can you maybe stop modeling? I'm not going to stop modeling, mom. If you want someone who goes to church, you should go to the church and find a wife.
Yeah.
like,
I mean,
I've been modeling since before we met. So that finally we got to the freaking compromise. Jesus, it took a while. It's painful.
2 years is a very long time. It is.
But it's just communication. He's growing in his communication, the way he's expressing himself. Instead of saying, oh, you disrespect me, the way you dress. It's like, no, I feel this when you do this. When there's under boob involved. I was like, so cleavage is like, no, that doesn't important me as much. Oh, okay, cool. And so like I go out showing my boobs, just some outfits,
Right.
and I'm going to do so finally and then I was like, okay, and you compromise, no cock pants.
I'd say that's a very
He's like, I
solid
got
compromise.
you. I was like, oh, okay, now we're on the same page. We're on the same page. It's just those boundaries you honor.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't want people staring at your junk. That's my junk.
Exactly.
So same thing he feels about the animal. So I was like, cool. Yeah, smirking.
I'm smirking because she got an account violation over that video.
I did.
Really?
I
What did you do?
I think I said cock one too many times.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah.
That did it.
Eggplant.
It wasn't the cock thing.
No,
it was
what was
the
it?
getting on your knees thing that you said.
Oh yeah, I said I get on my knees for you literally and figuratively.
Oh.
And that's
that
what
was
got it taken down. Yep.
TikTok is crap.
Right.
I've seen worse.
I have seen women in
Flashing?
thongs squatting on TikTok, and that's okay.
Oh, no, I've seen boobs. Like,
Just straight,
oh yeah.
all the titty.
Oh yeah. I even
Wow.
reported it. This video is not violating. Oh, okay, cool.
Okay. I was suspended from going live on TikTok for 2 weeks because I vaped.
People vape all the time on TikTok.
Yep.
I think they just kind of target some people.
They got her for illicit drug use
That's what it was.
because she was vaping.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Right?
Oh, I get that.
I thought of another question for you. This kind of backtracks to our movie and
Okay.
the BLM movement and all of that kind of stuff. The Woman King.
Uh-huh.
Did you see that?
No, I refuse to.
Okay.
I know about it,
Yeah.
but I was like, I feel like it's some woke bullshit and some what I call it Wakandanization of Africa.
Wakandanization.
Yeah, they make it like, oh, it's just beautiful. Like they overly glamorize it instead of just showing a true, beautiful story of what it is.
Right.
I'm not saying make it now CNN does the opposite. It's just lions, sunsets, and poverty. Like there's a midpoint, reality. And that's why I refused to watch it. I knew there was an agenda there, and I knew the West Africans are going to be up in arms and pushing it forward. Women would never have been kings back then.
Right. I
It's very patriarchal.
yeah. The whole king aspect of that.
And also that's an oxymoron. Woman king.
Right.
But now people don't know what a woman is, so there's also that.
Very good point.
Identified.
I watched a TikTok earlier of a gentleman sitting at a table, and he was just asking a bunch of college students, what's a woman?
Yeah.
And they were answering him with, well, anybody who identifies as a woman. He's like, you can't answer me with what I'm asking you.
With using
Right.
the word, yeah.
So he was like, you guys are paying thousands of dollars. Like, you're going in debt thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of
Study
dollars.
social anthropology.
And you can't tell me what a woman is without using the word woman.
Yeah. Yep.
Crazy.
Have you watched Matt Walsh's What is a Woman? Is it called What is a Woman?
Yes.
Documentary?
Yeah.
That thing was, so he went to Kenya. Either this is Kenya or Tanzania. They both, the Maasai tribe is in both. The people you see, tall guys who jump up and down, the warriors,
Yeah.
they're called the Maasai. They are very, very, they're a huge part of our culture. We have over 42 tribes in Kenya. That's just one of them. But they're the biggest and well most known. Well, they're not the biggest one, but they're most known across the world.
Okay.
He went to the Maasai tribe to ask them, oh, what is a woman? And if, a man came here saying he's a woman, they're like, no, like, we don't do that here. We don't do that here.
Yeah.
And most African countries are the same way. They'll be like, no, that bullshit, take it back to America, bring it here. Here we are men and women. Sex is gender. There's no construct and construction. It's just the way you are.
Right.
Boom.
They also have much more intense things to worry about over there, I imagine.
Yeah, you're wondering about you're going to get your next meal.
Right.
Not getting mugged.
Yeah.
Those are things you worry about.
I've heard of a lot of grape happening over there, too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just very lucky. I was very street smart from a very young age because my mom taught me to be very socially conscious. She was a teacher. Teachers are kind of just, they automatically know these things. By the time I was 6, I already knew to be situationally aware, to be careful around ankles, to not let them hug me, and things like those. So I avoided a lot of things a lot of people have gone through in the States.
Yeah.
Just because of that aspect.
Wow.
Part of that is just watching your environment, not going home late. If it goes past 7 p.m., get a cab. Can't afford a cab, get a friend, go sleep at their place.
Yeah.
Make your employer pay for a cab there and back. Just because of that, I took extra precautions.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now I have another question tying into all of that. Because you said if it's past 7 o'clock, you're getting a cab or you're going to stay at a friend's house or whatever. So you said that like gatherings and dancing would go on until 6 o'clock in the morning. Was there ever a situation where like women are super inebriated in those situations? Or?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All the time.
Okay.
It's one thing. I'm not against alcohol. I mean, I drink myself, but not. So I've always believed so men seem to handle their liquor better. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but in my experience, as a woman, it's so important for you to learn to hold your liquor or know your limits. There's nothing that turns me off more than just seeing a woman just kind of staggering around because she's
The
so
sloppiness
drunk.
of
It's
it.
like, ugh. And then you lose consciousness. You don't know where you are, who you're with. You have blackouts. So you just woke up someone's bed. You don't know what the hell happened to you. You
Right.
literally can't even know because you blacked out. I had friends and I'm like, you guys not feel worried about that shit? Like, I'm a paranoid person. Oh, yeah. I would never be in a place I've completely lost control. And I dance a lot. So that helps with the alcohol. So you drink, dance. It's almost like you sweat it out. I don't know what happens. I think you metabolize it faster. So I would never be, no matter how much I drank, I would never get drunk. I was just like tipsy, but I'm like feeling good, but I know where I am.
Right,
And I
you're
can
cognitive
control,
still,
because I'm very
and-
conscious of myself. And that was a huge part of it. But they do go out. Now, Kenyans go out in groups. You'll never see someone going out by themselves. It's
Okay.
very, very rare because we're very communal people. So they'll have a bunch of friends. So the one friend will take care of the other friends. There'll always be like the sober friend.
Yeah.
Not the designated driver, but they're the person who takes care of anyone else.
Okay.
And that's what we usually do. And most Kenyans don't go out to... So when we say we're getting high in Kenya, we actually mean drunk. It's something I had to learn as a word in the States. When you say high, it means something else. Kenyans say, oh my God, I'm high. They mean they're drunk. But they'll go out and just dance and drink. That's what people in Kenya do. So when they say they're partying, that's what they mean.
Okay.
In America, there's some illegal substances involved in the partying. And it's something I had to also learn. I've gone to a festival and oh God, so it's so casual how this happens. Someone has actually offered me like drugs.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you want? I'm like, what? So someone offered me Coke. I thought they meant Coke, like soda.
The soda.
Because I'm so naive.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, sure. Then she took something. I was like, oh no, not that one, not that one. Thank you though. Because you were judgy and mean. But I was like, just like that. Like, well,
Yeah.
but that's people are cray. Americans are crazy. I've not seen that in Kenya. I've not been just offered stuff like that. Not by by anyone I knew. But yeah, the life is really different. Absolutely different. Relationships. Men, our Kenyan men are not the most romantic because of the way they are brought up. Men are not supposed to show emotion.
I bet they're more like stoic and warrior-like.
Oh yeah, I have never once. My dad, the first time I heard him say I love you was on the phone to me, on a text. He will never say it on the phone when I call him. It's so funny. I'll be like, Baba, I love you. Thank you. Then he hangs up. But if I text, he'll say it. He'll say love you too.
Yeah.
But that's not a thing he does. He doesn't, it's not the way they're brought up. So I always wanted that because I'm such a lovey-dovey person.
Right.
And that's why I was like, I told my mom, yeah, this is another reason why I'm going to marry an American mom. So when it finally happened, she was like, you are something else.
I mean, you spoke your dreams into reality.
And I was 10.
Yeah.
I was freaking 10. Like,
You
how
knew
did
what
I
you wanted.
know? So then the funniest part is after I broke up with my ex-husband, she was like, Jockey, please, next time, please choose wisely. And then she was taking Scott home. She was like, oh, God, another white boy. She's nothing against him. She's like, oh, here we go again. But she absolutely loves him. She can tell he's grown, mature, that he loves me, and she loves that. Even dad loves him, which is very strange. He doesn't love people for
As you said, yeah. That's crazy.
yeah.
Wow.
It's different. He's very full of himself now. He's like, Mom loves me, dad loves me. I'm the shit. I'm like, yeah.
So now let me ask your opinion on someone like Candace Owens.
Yes,
How
love
do
her.
you love
I
her?
love her. You know how I
Okay.
found out about Candace?
Tell me.
Someone tried to insult me in my comments, said I was going as a wannabe Candace. I was like, who's this Candace?
Right.
I was like, oh, okay. Like her. So
And then we
I
were
started learning
flattered.
about her, and I follow her on Insta. Oh yeah, she's amazing.
Yeah.
She's
very
what
much.
the community needs, but
Yeah.
she's whitewashed, so who wants to listen to her?
Oh, I hate that. That is the attack that people use against people like you and
To
Candace. who
discredit
are-
our experiences and our message. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've actually been, if you will, unclaimed by Kenyan women myself.
You've been unclaimed.
Yes, there's a Kenyan women's group. Oh, sorry, let me backtrack. In 2020, just when I was leaving BLM, I had a feature done. So I tried running for the. I knew I wasn't gonna win, but I had an angle. I was taking it with the Ink Mag. Is it called Ink Mag? There's this cover model competition they do every year.
Yeah, I believe that's.
I'm sure
in
Chris
fact.
knows about it. So I got in the quarterfinals, which I was just kind of crowd sourcing and pulling people together, growing my Insta. So I knew I wasn't gonna win, but I knew what I was doing, trying to get my name out there.
Right.
So one of the Kenyan magazines reached out to me. They're like, "Hey, can we run a story on you?" Sure. So they did the model angle. Hey, she's looking for votes. Here's how to vote for her. Da da da. But then they did a follow-up story after BLM and after I stopped supporting BLM, and they liked the angle. They're like, "Oh, tell us more." They're like, "Oh, you voted for Trump." They wrote that down.
Okay.
Oh, this is why you don't support BLM. Da, da, da. And the article says African is not the black of our skin, and which I loved that angle because that was
Yeah.
part of my message. Woo. So me, in my naivety, or if you will, I was just happy. I was happy to have been, featured a second time. So I went to this group of women. It's called Kenyan Women in the United States. KWITU is the acronym. And it's basically tens of thousands of Kenyan women. It's a resource to connect and give
Right,
them
like a
advice
community.
on visas and blah, 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 living in the States and all that. So I go there and I post the article. I'm like, yes, you guys look. Oh my gosh.
The
oh my
hate.
gosh. The attacks, the comments. I was almost shocked, and I realized, you know what? Why am I shocked? Because I thought as Kenyans who are immigrants, who are not oppressed, they would get it. I was told I was diminishing people's experiences. I need to stay in my place because I'm not a black American. How dare I? And also I voted for Trump. Do I not understand what he's done to black people? I was
Wow.
like, the same rhetoric I heard from the victim people are the same ones I was hearing from them. And I was shocked That shocked me the most than the attacks.
Right.
I was like, were you guys indoctrinated? Because you know as well as I do, you make good money as immigrants. You have a good work ethic. It's like they come and they're just like, oh, you know what? It's not our place. We'll just... So they support blindly. I had to take down the post. It was causing so much drama. And me defending myself, I was like, so... Because I asked them, told them I have Black American friends. Black is in quotes, but... Black American friends who are conservatives. So I was like, are you telling them they made a mistake? Are you diminishing their experiences and their viewpoints too? And now no one would answer my question. But I got so much heat, I took it down because they threatened to kick me out of the group. I was like, oh, thank you for being so sweet.
Oh, yeah.
And supportive. And also like, wow, you can support BLM. I was like, why can't you tell me why I stop supporting them? Why is no one asking me why?
Right.
No one asked me why. It was all blind rage and attacks. That's all it was. And I was just so disappointed. I was like, that's why they say skin folk ain't kin folk. That cemented that for me. Some people on TikTok tell me I'm trying to pander. I'm like, pandering to whom?
Right.
Who? Because my people, even my own Kenyan peeps, don't like me. So I have very few of them who are supportive to this day. And they're just like, we know, we agree. We just can't say shit because that'll happen to us what happened to you. So I was like,
That's really devastating to think about. Like putting myself in that space, coming to a new country,
yep.
being here without my people, finding a group that I feel like I can connect to and
Belong
have that
to.
community. Right. They understand the things that I've been through and the changes of coming here
Yep.
and just the instant retaliation against you.
I was shocked. I was like, it's okay. I was shooketh.
Yeah.
But I was disappointed, but I got it.
Right. It's an eye opener. It's a learning experience.
It is definitely
too.
a learning experience of you are not the group you think is going to support you. When you disagree with them, they show their true colors. And that's exactly what happened with the liberals.
Yeah.
You know, when I came out as conservative, if you will. And I told them I'm a constitutionalist. They have, the social issues I feel very strongly about. Like me, Mary J, everyone should have some Mary J. I know if you saw this, there's one of my videos, I'm like, where do I stand politically? I said, I did the audio where I said, I believe 2 gay married men should be able to defend their marijuana farm with machine guns. That was like, that's me. All day. That's exactly. Government, stay out of shit.
Yeah.
That's it. But then just because I don't agree with them on other aspects, they catch feelings and they can't stand me. I was like, I don't want to live in an echo chamber. We don't have to agree on everything. Just discuss it, compromise or agree to disagree. But we've come out of it with a different viewpoint on things.
Right.
Most people can't do that though.
They really can't.
Yeah.
It is the echo chamber thing. I'm stuck on you saying that. We very much are, like, Americans are very much just living in an echo chamber.
Yep.
And to step outside of that echo chamber, society-wise, is cancellation.
Oh yeah.
Like the death on screen.
Immediately.
Yeah.
Immediately. Oh, it was part of why Babe was doxxed was because he stood up for me. He stood up for me because I don't know what the hell's going on. So oh my God. Some dumbass called Comrade some black activist on TikTok came after me. I'm pretty sure I was saying one of the things about, black is not African, African is not black. One of those things they usually talk about, how they can gatekeep culture. And they just came in droves and he just stood his ground and said, no, but it's right. It's right. It's true. African is not black. There are different skin stains in Africa, being an African. And he told them, he can be harsh. He was like, you guys don't even survive a day in Africa. You wouldn't.
Where's the lie?
Yeah,
where's the lie?
Where is the lie? There's no lie. And then they got triggered. They got so mad and they went after him. It was because he was defending me. I felt so bad. But that's Babe for you. But they don't like to hear that. It's like it doesn't matter what vessel the message comes from. It's the fact that they're hearing it. That's what triggers them.
Yeah, the fact that it's opposing their belief system.
I have told them the same things other creators have told them who are born and raised here, who look like me, but they're born and raised here. They have the same message, but it still attacks. I was like, it's not the messenger you're attacking. It's just the message. You don't want to hear the truth. Oh, but drugs. Did someone hold you and shove drugs down your throat? No, you chose to do drugs.
Yeah. Everything in life is a choice.
Take accountability for your own actions. It's something that's lacking. It is really...
Yeah.
The culture, it's a culture thing. Oh, so this is one thing that really, really hit me hard when people are like, oh, but then why is it not we have low graduation rates? I thought about it. I was like, yeah, why do you have low graduation rates? Then I learned it's because they don't want to finish school. education is not a priority. When I hear this whole thing, oh, I was the first doctor in my family. Why?
Yeah,
You know,
why?
like back home, most of my friends I graduated university with in 2010, they have master's degrees and PhDs. It's almost like a given.
Yeah.
Kenyans love to go to school. You keep going until you're like, dude, chill out. It's time to just breathe, because just go, 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 go. Here it's like finishing high school is a miracle in their communities because education is not, it's not a priority. Why do I need to go to school? I could just chill in the ghetto and just chill.
Yeah, play video games.
Play video
escape.
games, live off of welfare, and buy myself expensive rims for the vehicles
Yeah.
that drive around the neighborhood, driving everyone else crazy. Why? Because that's the way they live.
Yeah.
It's a culture thing. But when you say that, they get so mad. I actually made a video. Someone doxed me because of this. I thought we were friends. We were not. We were basically mutuals. We were mutuals.
Yeah.
And she seemed more conservative on the conservative side. I guess she wasn't. This one video triggered her. So I made just a mockery video. And I was, I said, I'm Shaniqua. Of course, I was mocking, who stereotypical someone with many baby daddies.
Right.
Some like, doing the wig thing and I'm hitting my wig because, that's what they do.
Yeah.
Then I'm yelling at my kids. I'm like, your baby daddy didn't send me child support. And then at the end of the video, I said, don't be like Shaniqua. Oh my God, she got so mad. She literally doxed me and started making countless numbers of videos. To this day, there's a video on YouTube that can't be taken down. It has my real name up there.
Wow.
Both of them. She got so mad, she made a video talking about me. I was like, why? That's how triggered she was.
Yeah.
Oh, you yourself you have kids. I was like, I was married. I was married. I didn't go hopscotching on different men, and I don't live on welfare. I was like, that's for when you need it.
Right.
A little bit, get back on your feet, get off it. I was like, the people I was mocking know themselves. So if you're triggered, is that you? Do you do that? They take everything personally. It's not you. You're not attacking the behavior. You're attacking me.
Yeah, a lot of people do view that as a direct attack.
Yeah. Why do you always talk to us like this?
I wasn't even thinking about you when I made
I
it.
was thinking about you, but if the boot fits,
Just
have that
saying.
sound. If the boot fits,
Yeah.
if it doesn't fit, then why is it bothering you?
Exactly.
People like the echo chamber. Oh, you're black. You should know better.
What does that even mean?
Because you should think with your skin tone, not your brain. That's what it means.
That makes me so uncomfy.
Most of my merch that I made was because of my TikToks. It was
Yeah.
like, oh my God, put that on a shirt. Put it on a shirt. I would never have thought about it because I didn't think I was saying anything so monumental. I was like, I'm just saying what I think and what I believe. They're like, no, that's true. We're not colors. I started that whole slogan on TikTok and people were like, oh my God, you're right. I was like, it doesn't mean we're not different shades. We just don't use our skin tone to define who we are, who we vote for, how we think, who we associate with, where we work, or where we go to school, where we shop. Black-owned business. If anything, that puts me off. I usually don't want to. I've been hired by clients because I'm black. And it feels like some kind of weird reverse racism situation. I've made it. I was going like, is this positive racism, guys? Like, I don't know what to call this. And it makes me feel so dirty.
I would imagine so, yeah.
I'm like, because I complain about diversity. I'm like, did you hire me? So now I started, so it didn't work out with those clients. Luckily, one of them was, she was so woke. One of the guys, man, on our team was going by he, she, her pronoun. And I was like, I'm gonna lose this client within the next week. It's not gonna work because I was not gonna do it. I kept saying him. Oh, she. No, I can see his Adam's apple. I'm gonna see him. Because I can't.
Right.
Like if you can pass for one, and I honestly don't know, I'll say she. Just because I don't know, because you fooled me. But I can't, in my right mind, look at you as a dude and say she.
Right.
Nah. No, my soul will not let me. I'm not that delulu. Not there yet. But I started now having to, screen my clients there before we even work together. First call, I'm like, why do you want to hire me? Because I want to hear.
That's a good question to ask.
Is it because I'm black and smart? Because
I would be so offended if
so
somebody
weird.
said, yeah, I hired you because you're white. Okay, well, what about my skill set?
Because I was like, did you even watch do you know what I do? Like,
Right.
Yeah, and it's something I had to learn to do. Some just feel more comfortable. Now, one of them called me sis. I was like, And then she went online, I guess did her research on me. She came back the day before the interview. Oh, I don't think this is gonna work. Yeah, our viewpoints don't align. I was like, I appreciate your honesty. And I told her, honestly, I know how to separate my work from my beliefs, but I understand and I respect your decision. But then also I had someone approach me and all their goals are DEI. That's all their goal is. Diversity, equity. What is the I for? Inequality? Whatever the I stands for. But it's DEI. It's all about black problems, black empowerment, black, this and black and that. So I was like, I told them I appreciate the opportunity, but our missions don't align.
Yeah.
And that's all they didn't. They just said, oh, we appreciate your honesty. Boom, that was it. I want people to see me for me. You guys say we're not colors. Don't look at me and be my friend because I'm black. Like, no.
Right.
Like, I feel like a freaking, like a slut. I feel like
it makes me
like
feel
you just picked me because I was in the line at the corner on the street and then you picked me.
Right.
I'm more than that. I'm a person.
Yeah.
Are we vibing? Do we have similar goals? Do we like the same things? Can we have a discussion together, even if we're completely different?
Yeah.
And people can't accept that.
It's like being in a lobster tank and someone going, I want that one, just because of how it looks.
Exactly.
Like,
it's fat. Give me that. Juicy.
Uncomfy.
Yeah. That's what it felt like.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like. So I've been very, very picky. Especially when I have a chocolate client.
Yeah.
Those ones are actually, I've had a white savior for a client though, but at the time I didn't know that's what he was. And so I did, and it passed before I kind of woke up. Once you wake up, there's being woke and there's being awake. We are awake.
Two very different things.
That's so weird. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So I left the woke crowd, and I don't think I was ever woke. I don't think I was ever woke. I was just more empathetic to things, but I wasn't researching them. I was like, oh, okay, debunk that. See, then they, which is this, what's the one they teach kids that they're racist? What is that called? I've forgotten.
What is that called in school?
Critical racism.
Yeah, critical race theory.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
CRT crap. But every time I say that, people get pressed. Because how dare I am black, I should know better. I'm like, because I don't believe that shit.
Yeah.
And you're teaching other kids that they're better than other kids, or others are pressed because, my son is the same way. Every time he says, Mommy, my friend who's black. No. Your friend. Period. You can say chocolate and vanilla if you have to specify.
Right, if we're like describing what the
I'm teaching
person
him
looked
better.
like.
I'm like, nah, you just hang out with people who are going to challenge you mentally, take you in the right direction.
Yeah.
That's what you're looking for. So
I am so sorry that you are experiencing all of that kind of negative stuff, especially from the people you would think
my peoples
would support you.
Yeah. Thank you. I got used to it, honestly. Every now and then when I find someone, and that's why it's been amazing to find a group of conservatives who look like me, who believe the same thing I do.
Right.
We're like, oh, you get it. I'm like, yes, oh my God, thank you. And we follow each other, and that's been really amazing. Because when this all began, I was the only one. I hadn't found anyone else.
Right.
It was crazy when I found Joel Patrick. I don't know if you follow him, Joel Patrick.
I would have to see.
He's so controversial.
He's the one right now who's getting in trouble because he has the white privilege card.
Yeah, he sells white privilege cards on his march.
Okay, yep. I saw that and I was like, maybe I should order one.
I duetted him the first time. He had a flag behind him there, the one they call the racist flag. What is that flag called? I'm having a freaking brain fart.
Oh, is it the rebel flag?
Yes.
Yeah.
So he had that, and then he had a T-shirt that says, "This T-shirt is white. It's why." No, this T-shirt is made of cotton. It's why I picked it. My duet was taken down within 5 minutes because people reported it.
Right.
I was like, "You guys are offended by a shirt." Okay.
People really want to throw up arms at anything.
They will get angry. I don't know if you saw the interview, very recent. Blair White and she's a conservative trans woman.
I actually love Blair White.
Yeah, me too. And she actually, so we posted a video on our Insta and she liked my video. Like,
she liked one of your videos?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I was fangirling so hard.
I believe that.
She was in a forum with a black trans woman. And the dark trans woman was saying how she is more victimized. So I see Victim Olympics right there. It's like, no, but I have to one-up you in victimhood. No matter how dare you, I'm the bigger victim than you. Like, do you think that's a flex?
Yeah, why are we trying to compare traumas?
Yeah. And not showing off how we've overcome them, but how they are eating us alive and how we can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
I went to an interview and then they didn't even. I was like, did you go with those nails as long as they are? Maybe that might be part of the problem. I've talked about this all the time. I'm like, were you speaking English or were you speaking Ebonics at the interview?
Those
How
things
are you
matter.
carrying yourself? How did you go dressed professionally? Why are you looking like that? So and there are these compliments I've had over the time I've lived in the States, and I pay attention to them. At the time, they just sounded like compliments. I said thank you. But with time, seeing how this culture is perpetuated, I can see where those compliments were coming from.
Yeah.
At the time, I wasn't thinking about it, because I'm like, oh, okay, that's something weird to tell me, but okay. Go to a restaurant, I'm sitting by myself. It's been a whole week, like a little coffee shop. And this couple is, observing me. And after a few weeks, they get the guts to say hi. They're like, hey, hi. Oh, what's your name? I'm like, oh, we're Jack and Jill or whoever. I'm like, what do you do? I work from home. I work online, okay. And then they start complimenting me. Oh, we just noticed you always just come in. You keep to yourself. You're so quiet. You always dressed so nice. I'm like, no, what? Thank you.
Right. Why are you doing
I was confused by the compliment, but I was like,
Yeah.
okay, thanks. Oh, we'd love to take you out some time for coffee. And then COVID happened, so the date never happened. But that's one of the examples. Then I'm like, because most of the time they go into a room, they're loud. You will notice them like that.
Yeah.
They just go, wah, wah, wah. Why act ratchet? And they're going to dress the way they dress, just to stand out, and not in a good way. It's never a positive. It's always... So that's why I keep saying it's your behavior. It's the way you carry yourself. It's the way you dress. It's your attitude.
Yeah. It's the way you present yourself to the universe.
Yep.
There are times where I have to remind myself, like, people can perceive me.
Yeah.
Because living in my mind is a whole separate universe from being in the
There.
real world, right? And there are times where I'm working through traumas and mental blocks and how can I evolve this and evolve that, and I recognize I'm sitting in a room with 20 other people and I haven't said anything in 15 minutes.
Yep.
And I'm like, oh, sorry guys.
Yep.
Yeah, so I couldn't imagine not living life being aware of how I'm dressed, how I'm conducting myself, how I'm greeting people. Am I avoiding eye contact? Because some people take offense to that in conversations.
Oh, yeah. That was a huge part for me and my ex-husband.
Yeah.
I want to talk to you. Can you put the phone down, please? What? Never mind.
That never mind is a hard never mind too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm done. Let's stop talking altogether.
There's no point.
Nope. Oh, I miss you. No, you don't.
So it is almost 9:00.
Really?
I just realized we've been talking for almost over 2 hours.
I feel like it's been like half an...
It's been exactly
I feel like
2
it's been
hours.
half an hour or so.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I know that you
This
kind of
happens
have a
when you
drive-
vibe with someone and you just... time just
Right?
becomes a concept.
I have a
Yeah.
question then.
Yes.
So, we are not the weird people that you meet on TikTok?
No, you're not weird on
Oh,
TikTok.
no, I mean saying like because earlier you said that you guys met somebody that was a fan of yours.
You
and they
guys
just
have the
didn't speak.
same energy
Okay.
online and offline. Or you totally
Likewise.
do. Yes.
You
Like,
do
it's like
too,
that
yeah.
spunk and the good vibes and then the love. You can't fake that kind of love.
Right.
Speaking of faking love, I've told people to stop obsessing about the whole watching how people are online. Scott was worried about the whole, what are people going to say about us living apart? I was like, why do you give a fuck?
Right.
Like, we're being genuine. We love each other. We know our relationship. They don't. So don't worry about, they're going to think. And other people are like, why do you guys live separately? So we just start like say it's a custody thing, just, without going into detail. But I was like, I would rather be us who have an unconventional relationship, but we are truly, genuinely happy with each other. And we
Right.
are solid. Than those couples who, I have so many friends, they post all the time. And they look like happy pictures, but I know what's going on in the background.
You fibbers.
I'm like, one is in an open relationship he doesn't want to be in because his wife is yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. The other one had her husband's, now they're married. I saw a wedding video. I couldn't even bring myself to like it because it was so fake. I couldn't,
Oh,
I wanted
that
to
stuff
show
is
my
palpable.
support, but I was like, scroll.
I think you guys should talk about the long distance marriage because I think that would actually help a lot of people. We have a lot of people on our Patreon Discord that are long distance relationships, and we can't speak on that because it doesn't work for me
It's not your dynamic.
at all. Like the thought of that, I'm lonely for you. Like
I know.
She goes to the store. I'm like, you've been
Babe.
gone for 3 minutes, and I don't know what to do with myself. I miss you. You know.
That actually, I went to Hollow Scream a Saturday, and I was gone for maybe 2 or 3 hours, and he was like, I fucking hate this.
Oh, but you guys have that kind of a dynamic.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'd love to talk on that. Yeah, baby, we have a whole list of things we talk about because so we send each other like lists. Like maybe we should talk about this because we got so excited. Like, oh my god, we're gonna be on the podcast with Peaches and Chris. It's like, maybe this and this and this, babe, add more. They goes okay.
Yeah.
So only I'll send you a list. But that was part of it. That was definitely part of it. Being a mixed couple,
Yeah.
being an intercultural couple, because the culture shock does come into play. Being ADHD, OCPD, because OCPD is the exact opposite of it.
What is OCPD? Because I know what
Obsessive
OCD.
compulsive personality disorder. So
Okay.
I always thought I had OCD, but apparently it's OCPD because mine is not a mental thing; it's a personality thing.
Okay.
So I was like, this makes so much sense. Why I get so when someone moves my shit.
So with
Why
it being-
did you touch?
Right. Like, I had it there for a reason.
Like my baby, I'm every single day. I think it's probably why I'm so fit. I mean, I go to the gym too, but I will follow her around just picking her. I'm like, she's gonna make a mess. I can't get mad, and I can't let her not. Like, she has to make her mess, but I collect those every single time. I'm like, I put them back. She makes a mess because I can't stay there looking at the mess. It drives me crazy.
Right.
So yeah.
So with it being a personality thing versus a mental thing, do you feel like you're at war? Like your mental's at war with your soul, kind of?
Sometimes I am because
Yeah.
I know it shouldn't bother me as much as it does, but it does, and I can't help it.
Yeah.
Like someone was like, "Oh, like if things are crooked, I want to fix them." Then my doctor's always, I'm like,
Gotta fix that
and then
picture
someone's
frame.
really,
and
okay,
whatnot.
weirdo. Someone was like, "Oh, why can't you just leave that rag?" So the bathroom mat was crooked. So and I did a TikTok and I was fixing it. I was like, "Just leave it alone." No.
Unacceptable.
I wish I could, but I can't. Like in the morning, I don't make my bed. It's not because I'm looking at it. It's because I know it's not made. It's gonna bother me so much.
Yeah.
I'd rather be 5 minutes late, but make it first.
Yeah.
So it's a personality thing. Then I was like, I told my husband, this is why, babe. This is why. It was so hard to live with you because ugh. So it's like you're doing things wrong necessarily. It's just my way. Like dishes, empty sink,
Yeah.
dry the water. Like even my son, my poor son. But at least his wife will be a happy woman. Hopefully I don't pass it on to him. But we're at the sink, the mirror. If it has dots on it,
Gotta wipe
I usually want to just like scream. Like I can't stand it. I'm just gonna keep scrubbing until they're gone. And in Wisconsin we had a huge ass mirror. Huge.
Yeah.
I'm like, babe, come here. What's that? He's like, oh, what? I don't see it. Because men have their own vision. Guys have their special man vision. I noticed that.
Yeah.
Because they come in, they're like, it looks nice and neat. Where? What looks nice? Everything. When you look, it's like, ah.
I love how simple my husband is. The other day we had people over and I'm like, babe, I'm so sorry. The house is a mess. Like it's a fucking disaster. It looks like we just went through a hurricane. He was like, no, babe, we're fine. Don't worry about it. Oh, thank you.
So he's saying he validated you.
Yeah.
Now me, it have been the opposite. Like we're cleaning this up. Cleaning what? Just sit over there. I'll handle this. So that's my hubby. He knows. And I know it stresses him out. It took him time to kind of catch up.
Acclimate to it.
Yeah, because he was like, damn, like he's clean and then there's you. And he's adjusted, but he's still not
Right.
like way up there. Because again, it's a personality disorder. So, but when it comes to mine, he's very, he knows the deal. He knows, babe, what did I do? That's his response. Whatever I did, I'm sorry. Yeah, an apology in advance.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been tough. But yeah, I'll definitely talk about the long distance. Oh yeah, it's interesting.
Okay, so with it being almost 9 o'clock, is that something you want to get into tonight? Because I know you have a little bit of a drive to get home.
Oh, we can. I mean, it depends on when you talk to me only or us as a couple when we.
What do you
we're
think,
here
babe?
back in.
Well, they're coming back in December,
Okay.
and I'm looking forward to that. We can record a lot that
I'm
day.
excited.
Right?
But she is close enough that this could happen again if she's ever wanting to come back. I mean, we can record
That's
whenever.
true. Yeah.
I don't want you to have to worry about being tired on a drive home. Like it is getting late. So it's entirely up to you. If you want to wrap this up, we can wrap this up. If you want to keep going, I have nothing else going on. I can sit here and play on my phone for the next 3 hours.
We can do another half hour.
Okay. So let's deep dive the long distance a little bit.
Okay.
So you did talk about how you guys
Keep it alive.
keep it alive with the FaceTime and the movies or the TV shows, which I love that you guys do, by the way. That's so dope.
I think it's cute. Babe, pause.
Right.
Let's discuss this. What do you think?
Do you guys is there ever one of you who hit pause first And then like 10 seconds go by on the other show and you're like, oh fuck, so now after the discussion.
Yep, it does.
Yeah.
Ah, shit, babe. I'm sorry, I was talking. Can you mind rewinding? Okay, wait, I'm at 44. Wait. It does, and it's so adorable. Because he's so, about it. It's ADHD. Then, of course, he comes over every few months. It's not like we've not seen each other all year.
Right.
We've been planning visits, and it's just easier for him to come down, for me to go up, because then it would be more tickets.
Right.
So, and we just plan around it. We have our joint savings. We just kind of throw some money in there when each of us gets paid. So it builds up, and then we buy a ticket.
Yeah.
And we just make time. I feel because of the limited time we are together physically, we just make the best of it.
Right.
So we just cherish each moment even more. We make sure we have some family time, some just us time without the babies.
Yeah.
I
mean, necessary.
Yes.
100% necessary.
But it definitely helps. But see, if one of us was hyper in that area, like hypersexual or whatever, then that would be a problem.
Right.
Which that would be like, I don't know what to help you.
Do you think the distance that you guys have strengthens your willingness to want to work on things together? Like when you're together, you don't have time for bullshit.
That's exactly it. So we, ironically, after we did a long distance, when we started living separately, we actually decided to heal our relationship. Because there's a lot going on in there, but there was no room. There was no room to talk and break from it. Because you're living together. It was a rat kind of, not the whole time, but kids, responsibilities, chores. You're in each other's space all the time. There's no... now when I took a step back, it's like he had the time. He's like, you know what, I'm actually glad because it took him a while to come around because it was like me instigating. I was like, babe, just admit it, you like living separately. He's like, well, I was like, yeah, gotcha.
Yeah.
But it was like more of, he said, like living, it kind of said, like we said, having those discussions. We never had these super deep, reflective discussions until we started living separately. He's like, okay, babe, to be honest, living with you was a bit stressful. I was like putting it mildly. I was like, yeah, a bit is not a bit. It's like, okay, it was very stressful. Because you have certain standards and catching up to them was really hard on me.
Yeah.
Me with ADHD, because I need to practice for it to stick. But then your patience was also not that high. So he said with time you did grow patient, but it was really frustrating. And I know I was frustrating you, getting frustrated by me, not catching up fast enough. So you being away gave me time to kind of catch up and make things routine in my own time. I was like, okay.
It makes sense, yeah.
So, I think, and that was a huge, huge part for us. And then I need my space. I learned I need my space because even if I love you to death, I still need my space. Like I go cuckoo. Like I need my own place where no one touches my stuff. I can make videos if I want. We're both content creators. We didn't have that space living together because it was a pretty small apartment. Now it's like he can make videos whenever he wants, whenever he doesn't have the kids, because whenever he has kids, he has to spend quality time with them. And we just make it work that way. So I feel like that definitely is a huge part.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you guys first decided that this is what had to happen because of the custody, what were the emotions that you went through? Were there any concerns that you had for the long distance?
Honestly, no, I didn't. I think my main thing was for how long, and I guess the logistics of how often, planning out the visits, how's that gonna work. My biggest concern was his reaction. Actually, I was really, he doesn't even know this, but I was so anxious for a while. I'd been sitting on it for a while. So I was like, how do I bring this up? What if he flips out? I don't want to have a huge fight. Because women really obsess about the process.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, how do I even start this conversation? It was so weird. I just brought it up. He was like, it's okay, babe. Huh? That's it. You're not going to fight.
Right, like, what do you mean?
I was like, really? He was like, well, I'm not going to jump for joy. But he's like, I get it.
The understanding.
He's like, I'm going to miss you, but I love you and I trust you. And I have nothing to worry about.
Do you think if you guys didn't live together beforehand, it would have worked as well as it has?
I don't think so. I don't know. Maybe, but I don't think so. I feel like we had to go through that first to cement things, even if it caused a lot of, again, clashing.
Headbutting.
Yeah. But the clashing also helped us grow as a couple. Because that's why I always say, I hate how, and it's just the way dating is, you always present the best version of yourself to the world. It's like, I'm going to hide my traumas, I'm going to hide my anger issues. No, strip that off. And that's what living together did.
Yeah.
You saw them at their mopest, when they're most tired, when they're feeling meh, when they're angry. I was like, that's when you want to see someone when they are raw
Yeah.
When they are hurt, how do they deal with that? How do they behave toward you? Because then we got to see all that, and as painful as it was, we just healed with time. I think that gives us a really, really solid foundation for now living apart. It's just like,
Yeah.
Of course, my mother is like, how do you do this? This is not normal. Couples should be. I was like, mom,
Yeah.
stop. But then you have couples who live together who hate living together.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'd rather be authentic about it.
Right.
You know?
And it makes you guys happy.
It does. But we did agree when we do live together eventually, we want a duplex. I was like, babe, I need my own space. You have your own space, but we share a wall. So that when we miss each other,
You just open the door and come over.
And he's a very restless sleeper.
Yeah.
One time I think in Kenya I actually left. I left the bed. I was like, sayonara, I'm not doing this. Just distant turn it. And I'm a light sleeper. Like if you call my name and I'm asleep, I'll hear you.
Yeah.
I'll ignore you, but I'll hear you. So that was all the challenges we're dealing with. I was like, just realistically, you sleep over there, I sleep over there. Peaceful sleep. We still love each other. We can chill.
That's the problem solving and the understanding that comes into a relationship.
Without getting defensive about it.
Right.
Because I've heard of couples who have separate bedrooms and people are like, oh, that's not right. Who said that?
Right.
Who put up this template of what a relationship should be like? Whatever works for you doesn't work for other people. It's like the people who are polyamorous. I don't get it. I will not freaking share. But there are people who make it work. So I'm just like, it's weird for me, but for you it makes sense. You're consenting adults, as long as everyone is actually consenting to it. Not some people are being pulled into it and guilted into it. You do what makes you happy. You're not hurting anyone. You do you. But people need to respect that couple dynamics are so different.
Yeah.
You know,
Respect goes a long way. It really does.
it does.
Let me see. What else can I ask you about long distance? I did a long distance relationship. I dated a dude in Italy
Wow.
for a little bit. This was right after high school for me.
It's more like a pen pal.
It was definitely more like a pen pal.
Yeah.
There was like a 7-hour time difference. So logically, now as an adult looking back on that, it would have never worked out.
Nope. You have to have a plan and a goal.
Yes.
You know, if there's no meeting at some point, and even then, as I tell people, I get the whole long distance thing, but you have to spend time together, quality, not just, oh, I'm gonna be there for a week. No, live with them for at least a month.
Yeah.
Within a month, something should pop out, some craziness, something, some
Right.
trauma reaction that you go like, I'm not dealing with that shit. Otherwise, you're just gonna see this pretend version of them they show you.
Yeah.
You know. Of course, it's the love language. Is the like for me, he has this thing where he likes buying me stuff, but expensive stuff. Because I watch my dollars. Okay, the only thing I spend money on is a hospital and probably tattoos. Like otherwise, I will freaking buy myself from Shine. I'm like, hells yes, $10 for a dress.
Right.
Yes,
Let's go.
babe. They're just 100. I'm like, if you buy me something for 100, babe, I'm gonna leave you. I'm not doing this. We are not wasting money. And of course, pew-pews. Those ones you spend money on.
Yes.
Because they are an investment and they appreciate in value.
Certainly.
Anything else? Nah. So, but I tell him, I'd rather you bought me flowers. Because I can buy myself flowers. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I mean, I do. I love flowers.
Right,
I'm a hippie. I love, my house is full of all fake and real flowers. So I'm like, babe, I love flowers mean more to me than you doing something else you thought I needed. I mean, of course, thank you for the elliptical. I really needed that. But I was going to buy it myself. So it's like that means you care about me, but I'm not feeling cherished. You know, because there's a difference. Like
There is very much a difference.
there is very much a difference. A cherish is like, I'm only kissing me on the forehead. That makes me feel cherished. You buying me flowers. You writing me a letter. Sometimes like, oh, maybe money is tight. I'm like, I don't give a fuck about money. Write me a freaking letter.
Yeah.
Put Dollar General, Dollar Tree, buy me one of those cheap cards and write something silly in it and send it. That makes me feel like special in a way I can't explain. You know what I'm saying? And
There's a different intention behind that.
yes.
Anybody can take their credit card and spend $3,000.
Yes. Oh, baby, need a new thing. Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah.
It'll come to you tomorrow. This is different. This is like, you are loving me the way I want to feel the love. And he's getting that finally. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
And then sometimes I get salty and, but we deal with it. It's a huge part of it. But communication is also so important. Oh my gosh. When he goes freaking, one time he actually freaked out and he almost called the cops. Because I didn't talk to him for a while and he couldn't reach me. I think my phone was on silent or something. He freaked out. He even called my bestie.
Oh, wow.
Is she okay? Have you heard from Kenya? She's like, no, actually, that you said. He's like, oh, should I be worried? So then my bestie calls me. I'm like, why is she calling me? She never calls me. We just leave each other long-ass messages on WhatsApp.
Right.
I'm like, oh my God, something's wrong. She's like, Okay, have you talked to your hubby? I was like, yeah, I don't know, 5 hours ago. You need to call him right now. He's about to call the cops. I was like, oh shit. I called him. I was like, dude, why are you being so dramatic? I didn't hear from you, babe. And you said you'd talk to me in an hour and you're very literal. I was like, oh, I'm sorry. But that was so cute to me.
Yeah.
I was like, oh. Plus, I'm a firstborn. I'm not used to someone taking care of me, which is why the alpha thing comes in. I'm so used to being in control. I have 3 younger siblings. I'm always the of the household.
Holy shit. I am also an older sibling, and that makes a lot of sense to me. I have never connected that.
Really?
Wow.
It's a real connection. It's a reason why you're the boss.
Yeah.
You're the co-parent, mini parent. Yeah, I whooped my brothers and they would not be in line. Now, of course, they're grown men. One is actually in Germany, which is so funny because my husband is German ethnicity, German heritage. But yeah, it makes you that person. It's why you have the leadership thing going, and that's why when you hear this submission thing, I know there's obviously a different connotations of that. But for me, that is trusting your man that he'll make the right decisions.
Yeah.
Because I have not had someone like that in my life before, except for my dad. And even him, my mom was very much behind him. She was the pusher.
Yeah.
My dad is like the guy who's like, I'm cool, I'm chill right here in my life. My mom is like, nah, you're going to apply for that job
Speed up.
in the newspaper. One of them actually applied for a job for him and he got it.
Okay.
Because it's like, why do I need to leave? It's nice, it's comfortable. No, you're going to aim for the sky, okay? We're not doing this. And I think I get a lot of that from her. That's go-getter thing.
Yeah.
So me, like, coming down to, but you see, he showed me he deserved that because he was also taking his own accountability. And I was like, damn, okay, maybe it's time for me to come down a few notches. So it's healthy.
It is.
Because I was like, babe, you tamed African hippie. No one else could do that. Hell no. Because why should I let you tame me? You don't have the qualities of a tamer. You're a pussy.
I am here for that energy.
Thank you.
Yes. I think
it's true, though.
it is very true. And I think if more women had that mindset, they would avoid the situations where they're with like a workless man.
So many. Oh my gosh. The tears I cried over some people who, yeah. Like if I go back in time, I'm just like, it takes that for growth, but damn, I could have avoided some mistakes in my life.
Yes.
Whew.
Yeah.
But we know better now. We're teaching our kids better. I'm not letting my daughter date a fuck boy because I'm going to take care of it.
Yeah.
It's just empowerment.
It really is.
Our parents did the best they could with what they had. It's something I have to remind myself all the time. So my mom came from a very abusive mother herself. Some of that was trickled onto me, and I have to remind myself that. So as a mom, I even tell my son, boy, I used to get whooped for every little thing I did. I was like, when I tell you to write sentences, you better say yes, ma'am, and write them.
Yeah.
Don't new me. You're gonna trigger that aspect of me, and you don't want that to come out.
Yeah.
So it's that growth. It takes a lot, but I am really proud of how far I've come, as a person, as a woman, as a wife. Because I won't say I was like the best wife, but I also didn't deserve me being. I don't know. It's different having a partner you can actually connect with and who listens to you.
Yeah.
And who strives to be the best version of themselves. Because Scott is a very different man right now. It's crazy. Like I look at even the pictures because he lost so much weight.
Yeah.
He was working out before, but it was more for now it's like health. He's eating healthier. Because I was on him. Babe, what is that you're putting on your plate? It's my cheat day. Hi. People who cheat are the ones who go to the gym every day. You've been missing some days. Anyways, that's calling him out. That's why we get into fights because I didn't get so defensive. I'm like, did I lie? No. Okay.
Can't get mad if it's the truth.
Why you not at the gym? Oh, because I missed you.
You're going to put this on me?
Anything after I moved away, now he's going to the gym more. I was like, dude, what is wrong with you? So it took me leaving you by yourself.
I would take that as you're not a distraction anymore.
I'm like, what the? It's like, oh, I don't know, just having you there. I'm like, but then I was getting pissed at you for missing. So how does it make sense to you that now that I'm not there, now you want to go? How make it make sense? But he's just there. I was like, dude, I'm pregnant. I went to the gym until I was 38 weeks, then I stopped.
Wow.
Yeah, and I used to go 3 times a week. I was just like, so after I gave birth and I went back, after I think 4 weeks I was already back, and they were like, to be honest, we were scared you were gonna pop. But we figured you knew what you were doing.
Yeah.
Because I'd be like, doing the deadlifts.
Yeah.
And just watching me, like, side-eyeing me, like, bombastic side eye. I mean, I know, but I felt so much stronger this time around. I'm 37. I'm at the strongest I've been in my entire life. You know, I was skinny fat when I was younger. I never really got like big, and you know, I would eat food and it would disappear via osmosis. Because I never gained weight, but I wasn't healthy. Now I'm like putting in the work and mental health, spiritual health, and physical health.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful for it.
That physical health is a big one.
Oh yeah.
There is a empowerment that comes from feeling strong in your body.
Yep. Especially with kids.
Oh yeah.
You have to carry around on one arm.
Oh yeah, on that hip.
You're like, you have to. So it's like, and I'm one of those people who, they no excuses people. I'm like, but did you die? But did you die? But did you die? So no, okay, then shut up.
Let's suck it up, put some dirt on it.
Exactly. What I'm teaching my son. He's a bit more of the wussy side of things.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're gonna have to. You come from an African
You have to
woman.
man
get
up a little
together.
bit.
Exactly. I think that's genetic. I think that part comes from his SD. Call him sperm donor.
The sperm donor.
Yeah. He's not under that title. And also Scarlett's been his dad. He took over the title of dad and came through as a dad. So I was like, wow. I told my son, I gave you a dad. I don't want to hear excuses. I found you one.
Yeah, right.
Exactly. So just a lot of respect for that.
Can you talk? I just want to hit on. There is a, like, I don't want to say prideful feeling. There is a recognition when you're able to find a good man to be a father figure for children.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's a sense of pride, not a negative prideful thing, but
right. It's a like I'm doing right by the
fulfillment.
children.
You're like, you know what? This is the dude.
Yes.
I was so upset. So I tried not to think about this, but when you think about the past, and I'm like, I tell him, why didn't I just meet you earlier? Why couldn't I? Where the hell were you? It was like, in America, and you were in Kenya. I was like, damn you. So I was like, I'd have met you earlier. We'd have gone through this growth together earlier. We'd have had a football team by now. Because, oh my God, that baby is so cute. I'm like, babe, I want another one. I mean, I don't, but I do. But I don't, but I do. Because
it's cuteness.
We weren't even planning for a baby. That's the craziest part. I was done. I would see babies and walk the other way. I'm like, hell no. No, that was me. And then I met this guy. I was like, no, you motherfucker, you're ruining my plans. And it's funny because he was done with kids too.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden it's like, baby, you want to think of a baby? I'm like, I'm older. I went to the hospital and they told me I had fibroids. I was like, okay, it's now or never. They were just small, but they were like, you know, I know what can happen. My mom had them and she had to get a hysterectomy. So
Oh, wow.
We gotta jump on this, babe. So like 2 months in, nothing had happened. I was like, you need to go see a doctor, babe.
Right.
So he's been making a joke around it. It's like, babe, I had some guy handle me. I had a man handle me. And then the next month I was pregnant. She was like,
It worked though.
I was like, but still, you. So he never lets me live it down.
Yeah.
I was like, you're just being impatient. I was like, we were on a timeline.
Right.
It's like, babe, he touched me. What do you think they do? We go through and we get pap smears.
Oh, right.
Okay, people enter our safe spaces. Men are not used to that though.
No, they're not.
So I'm like, yeah, welcome to my world, bitch.
Right.
Your turn.
By age like 21, I was super comfortable being nude in front of anybody.
Because you just like, what?
Right.
It's unavoidable. You have to check things and
Yep.
touch things and fix things. So
Things need to be
you just
checked
get used to it. I think after you give birth, your sense of modesty kind of goes down.
away.
I was like, oh, you want to spread your girl?
Okay. What are you having for lunch while you're checking everything?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, we have to do this small talk when you're right down there. Take me to dinner first.
Right.
You know? But yeah, I feel so much stronger. And also, with my baby, the birth was just... Actually, that's the straw that broke the camel's back on TikTok. I posted the birth video. I mean, it was highly edited. But I was like, oh, community guidelines. Next thing you know, my account was gone.
Of course.
That was a beautiful water birth.
Let's say you had a
Finally
home
got a
birth,
water
didn't
birth.
you?
So it wasn't at home just because of... when you have a nurse midwife, it has to be at the hospital. But it was in a
Gotcha.
birthing center, not one of those crazy rooms. And they were like, do whatever you want. Play some music. Had the music, humidifier going. Some
Oh, that
vibes.
sounds so nice.
Oh, yeah.
I had an emergency
I had some
C-section.
essential oil and hypno babies playing in the background. I was just over there making my sounds and in the water. It was nothing like I've done before. This was my third. It was amazing.
I bet it was magical.
Scott was filming. I was like, you better, if you miss it, I swear. Hey, you will know my rap. So he's
Yeah.
like trying to support me while still recording. I don't know how the hell he's doing that. Good job, babe. I'm sure the angle is right.
Did he nail it though?
Oh yeah,
He did a
It
good
was
job.
beautiful. It was beautiful.
That's awesome.
It was amazing. That was, oh my God. Yeah. She's a blessing to us. She's just her own person. And I see a lot of him in her. I don't see myself in her. I don't know who the hell. I think she looks a lot like her dad. Even the dimple, the one dimple and the one cheek. But, and now she's saying dada and not mama, which is cool, I guess. But a lot of us, it's just us. You know that song that says, I look in your eyes and I see a glimpse of us? That's her.
Oh, stop it.
All day.
I'm not gonna cry.
I know. So your wife. No, for real though, it's.
Yeah.
I was like, even told him, babe, like through the pain we went through, all the shit we've been through, like she's it. Like she's a perfect.
She just embodies all of it.
Yeah, all of it. She's totally worth it. And yeah.
Well, it's been 30 more minutes, and I think that's a really dope note to end it on.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
This has been an experience with
It
you.
has. Oh my God, it's so much fun. I love this place. I
Thank
love you
you.
guys. I love your energy, just individually and as a
Yeah.
couple. I watch you. I'm usually there, like so obsessing, just watching. I'm like one of those simps, I guess.
That's really dope to hear because your content is so like fantastic to watch. Your
Thank
your
you.
energy, your personality, the way you handle things. You could be super spiteful with all of it and you're not.
Yeah.
So like to me, you're the TikTok famous, like the creator famous that people
Oh,
claim us to
thank you.
be. So like having you here was a really big deal.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Thank you.
And I've processing your life story and how you and your husband came to be married and the birth and the child. I'm not gonna cry. Like,
We gotta keep it.
it's another fairy tale love
It
story.
really is. If
And
it
like-
wasn't for, and we were both liberals. If we had not, because we met because he found me on TikTok. I came on his FYP because of my conservative content.
Right.
And he came on mine because of his conservative content. And then our followers said, oh my God, I follow him. Oh my God, I follow him too. And then it's like, oh, they were simping for us. And oh my God, I hope you guys. It's crazy, but because I think that TikTok helped us meet is
Right.
crazy. The timing of it was crazy. The fact that I had to be stuck in Nebraska and, pick him up. Oh, yeah, as a
Talk
whole
about the world working its way.
Woo! The wedding in Kenya that was already set, but the groom changed halfway through the year.
That's even more
My
insane.
mom was like, there's no one who's more resilient than you. Like, I don't understand how this happens with you, but... So, yeah, our story was definitely written in the stars, I think. I think it's, yeah.
I would definitely love to have you on the show again
Thank you.
if you were willing.
Oh, yeah.
be
We
here.
just need to have some arrangement,
Yeah,
babysitting.
make it happen.
The drive is worth it. I just listened to my audiobook.
Okay.
Yep.
So,
Right? It's perfect.
yeah.
So...
Well, thank you guys for joining with Kenya and I this evening. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and we will see you on the next episode of The Garden.
Yay!